Lead remains 4, entering the series opener with Tampa Bay. The offense must heat up with the weather and make the Rays pay the price.
Washington Nationals baseball.
One more taste of the American League East. The Tampa Bay Rays are here. Folks coming in on a very warm evening. It's going to get even hotter tomorrow. So how about some balls flying out of the ballpark tonight? The Rays and the Nats. Washington 7-5 in interleague play. Bob and FP, welcome to the ballpark. Yankees gone, new ball club here. That's the good news. But the bad news is Tampa Bay's very solid. And the Nats, among all these matchups for the series, will see their best tonight.
Yeah, very interesting talking to the Tampa Bay people today, comparing the Nats ball club to the 08 ball club that they had. They came out of nowhere and won a lot of games. And when you look at the pitching matchup for this series, David Price tonight, he's got a heater in the mid-90s, coming off his worst start of his career. You look at Chris Archer, the second game, he's going to make his major league debut. I saw an interesting stat today. With Archer pitching, the Rays have used a starting pitcher age 30 or younger in 962 consecutive games. So when you look at Matt Moore for the third game of this series, a lot of young talent on the Rays, a very scrappy bunch.
So the Tampa Bay Rays trying to get things done. They don't always score runs these days. Their pitching is solid. They're second in the American League, and they are having some defensive glitches right now.
Yeah, they got to catch the ball. They're a team that relies on doing the little things on offense, pitching really well, but they got to catch the ball a little bit better.
Adam LaRoche will have his hands full tonight with David Price. 12 homers and 43 RBIs. But LaRoche, over his last 12 games, 8 RBIs on 4 home runs. When you look at all the categories, he's in the top 4 of first baseman in almost everything. Jeep.com to learn more. It is steamy in our nation's capital for the start of this series. Going to be brutal tomorrow and Thursday. When you come to the ballpark, hydrate and dress cool. It is 88 degrees on this evening. Visit Train.com for an independent Train comfort specialist dealer near you. It's hard to stop a Train. And the only thing that's saving us right now is that humidity, which is rather low. The Tampa Bay Rays are hitting just .235, but they have scored 286 runs, and they've hit 3 home runs more than the Nats. Carlos Pena has faced Chin Ming Wong a lot during his career. So 6 for 17, 3 doubles, a home run, couple of walks. That may be the key matchup for the Nationals' sinker baller tonight. So the .467 ERA, first 3 starts, pitched long enough in Toronto to hang around for the win last week.
Yeah, last time out he battled for that win. You're talking about a 4-2 win. He gave up 2 runs on 4 hits over 5 innings, struck out 5 and walked 5, gave up a 2-run shot to Jose Bautista. He threw 95 pitches, 48 for strikes. So 2-seam fastball, slider, curve change is what the Rays will see from Chien-Ming Wang. Let's set the defense behind Wang tonight. Moore, Harper, Morris in the outfield. Desmond Zimmerman on the left side. Espinoza, LaRoche on the right side. And Jesus Flores doing the catching. Tyler Moore getting a nod out in left field tonight.
Well, I like it because we like seeing his bat in the lineup. Tim Cheetah is the crew chief. He has the plate tonight, and he's a 27-year veteran. Jeff Nelson, 15th year. Corey Blazer at second, and 6-year veteran Chris Guccione has third base tonight. Nats, after a day off, still at home 18-13, still in Interleague over 500 at 7-5. The Rays are 6-6 in Interleague play, and they've been great on the road. They've won their last 4 road games and 9 of their last 12. Left fielder Desmond Jennings leads off. And Wong's first fastball of the evening is well upstairs. We're underway at 7:06. So Jennings at 242. A lot of young guys in this ball club. Some guys getting chances to play. With Jeff Keppinger hurt, Evan Longoria hurt, Luke Scott is hurt, and Desmond Jennings, a 25-year-old outfielder from Birmingham, Alabama. A 10th round draft choice 6 years ago.
He was activated from the DL on June 5th. He missed 21 games with a left knee sprain. Since coming back, just 10 for 52, a 192 average. That's in 12 games.
And a 2-1. Fastball misses. Chien-Ming Wang going with the short summer haircut look for tonight's start.
Man, cut the mullet off.
Yeah, gotta be cool. That's a good running fastball with perfect location inside corner. And it counts full 3-2.
Yeah, Kiefer Wong always the sinker, and this one's decent right here, down and in. And it just runs. He gets on the side of it and loses a release point, which he did in Toronto with the 5 walks. That's where the trouble comes.
He'll throw a strike and give up a hit right up the middle.
A 3-2 fastball to Jennings right down the middle. And that one kind of flattened out a little bit. Nice piece of hitting by Jennings, right back where it came from. Shorten your swing in a 2-strike count. Little knock up the middle, and all of a sudden the Rays have got their leadoff man aboard.
And one of the oddest sets of numbers for any hitter in baseball is Carlos Pena. Hitting a .199, but his on-base percentage, because of 49 walks, is .355. He has totally lost his ability to hit for average for the last 4 years. He hit .282 for Tampa Bay in 07. The year they had their first ever winning record and went to the World Series, he hit .247. Since then, .227, .196, and then .225 for the Cubs last year. Rays needed help at first base. They got him back as a free agent. So he's a .239 career hitter, but he has big-time power. 263 home runs. Actually 266. Desmond Jennings getting back to the bag, and he has spearheaded their running game lately. He's 8 for 9. The Rays have 50 stolen bases on the year. All-time Tampa Bay leader with those 152. He's also hit home runs for the Rangers, the Athletics, the Tigers, the Red Sox, and the aforementioned Cubs.
When you talk about Pena's average, you look at it below the Mendoza line at 199, but his on-base percentage, 355. So finding a way to get on base with a 200 average when your on-base percentage is .355. He's got 49 walks this year. So to me, that's a useful player. Even though you're hitting below 200, if you're getting on base that much, you're helping your ball club.
Second in the American League in walks to Adam Dunn's 53. And the 0-2 now, runner holding. Swing and a foul as Wong went off speed right there.
And watching Carlos Pena with the Cubs and watching him throughout his career, I think at times he gets a little pull conscious. You see that swing right there on the first curveball from Chien-Ming Wang. Pretty good one, down and in. First thing to go is the front shoulder. And if that's the case, he's telling Wong and Jesus Flores he's looking for the ball close to him. He's looking for the ball in.
Well, some of these hitters know Wong, and he certainly knows Tampa Bay over the years. 14 career starts against them. 7-5 with a 4.14 ERA. Just a little glimpse of the Rays first base coach over there. One of the better hitters in the National League back in the 80s, silent George Hendrick, who didn't like to talk to the media and just talked with his bat. No balls and 2 strikes. That was a changeup. He waited and waited, still pulled it, and heading for third base is Desmond Jennings. So the Rays have a couple of ground balls that have gone right through.
A good piece of hitting right there by Pena in a 2-strike count. Got something that came toward him. You can tell he's in pull mode all the way. And it took a curveball in the outer half, pulled it through the hole. And the speed of Jennings, no doubt, first to third. So Chien-Ming Wang looking for a ground ball at somebody. He's got a couple. He just found some holes.
Danger time in the lineup now. B.J. Upton, Matt Joyce, and Ben Zobrist. 3 established American League hitters coming up. Upton, part of that Hampton Roads connection with the Upton brothers. David Wright, Ryan Zimmerman, all the great young players that have come out of that area. And as usual, a lot of chatter about this guy. He's so intriguing with the power speed combination. He will be a free agent at the end of the year. He fouls one off, no balls, 2 strikes. The number 2 overall pick 10 years ago out of Greenbrier Christian Academy in Chesapeake, Virginia. He was a great high school hitter, and as a pitcher, he threw 2 no-hitters.
And all of a sudden, the velocity for Wong in the fastball has gone up. Finds himself in a high-stress situation right out of the gate. Runners at first and third. Is yet to retire a batter. So the velocity went from 91 to 93 on those last 2 fastballs. Trying to get a ground ball right at somebody. Speed up, and it's going to be tough to turn a double play.
He has hit into 7 this year, meaning he's hit the ball sharply at people. And he lays off that fastball inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, look at the body language from Wong. He wanted the call right there. Let's check it out on pitch track. Strike.
Pretty close.
Pretty close.
Could have gone either way.
All right, going in there again.
That one out over the plate, and that ball is hammered. Rays lead 1-0 on 3 consecutive hits.
Talk about keep the line moving here in the top of the first. A single by Jennings, a solid single up the middle. Carlos Pena in a 2-strike count. Pulled the ball through the hole, little first to third action. Then B.J. Upton, nice job right there. On a 2-strike, 2-seam sinker, going down and beating a good pitch. And I think if you ask Chien-Ming Wang, he wanted that ball a little bit more inside, looking for the 5-4-3 double play. So he's gotten 3 ground balls. They've all been hit hard, and they've all found holes.
Next up is their cleanup man, Matt Joyce. Who I think is going to become one of the better young players in the American League. Hasn't been around that long, even though he's 27 years of age. 277 with 75 RBIs last year. And he has a .391 on base percentage.
I think right now, if you're a hitter facing Chien-Ming Wang, there isn't a lot of mystery. You have to do one thing, and that's make the ball be up. You don't have to worry about a nasty slider. You don't have to worry about a nasty changeup. He's got a decent curveball, but these aren't hard at-bats. If you have one pitch to look for, and it's all you have to do is make it be up, it becomes, pretty easy for a hitter, to be quite honest. When you have a guy that has a good curveball, a good changeup, a good slider, and he moves the fastball around, now all of a sudden as a hitter, you're thinking, wow, this guy's got everything. What do I look for right here? What is he going to throw? Even if you are sitting fastball, there's that mystery of, is he going to throw the slider right here? But when you have a guy that basically has one pitch, it's all you have to do as a hitter is make it be up.
And a 3-0 at the knees. 19 pitches so far without an out. Matt Joyce, 11 home runs and 34 RBIs.
A good sinker right there and a 3-1 count. The best pitch of the day for Chien-Ming Wang. Behind the count, he had to locate a fastball. He's still looking for that ground ball double play, and I think that's a good take by Joyce. Even though you're ahead in the count 3-1, you offer at that pitch, that's a 6-4-3 double play, ground ball to short. And now with a 2-strike count, that's the advantage of being ahead. He has to swing it down. 3-1, no. 3-2, yes.
Two on, nobody out, a run home, and a 3-2 pitch.
You see the difference? He had to offer at that right there. Good pitch by Chien-Ming Wang. Almost the same pitch as the 3-1 sinker, but in a 3-2 count. Joyce can't wait around and take it, and that's the advantage of having a 2-strike count, or for Chien-Ming Wang to be ahead in the count, because now you can't be so selective. Now you can't sit there and pick and choose between what you swing at. If he gets ahead in the count, now you got to offer at it.
Can't fall too far behind at a night when David Price will be pitching. That ball drilled. Espinosa right there. And a 4-6-3 badly needed double play ball. Carlos Pena ends up at third with 2 down.
Now, 3 good two-seam fastballs in a row when Chien-Ming Wang needed them most. It looked like the first inning might get away from him. We've seen that before with Wang. It takes him a little bit of time to get the feel for his sinker. Usually the first inning gives him trouble. Good 3-2 fastball to Joyce.
Carlos, there are only 2 outs.
Carlos Pena thinking the inning's over.
Tom Foley, his coach, just spared him some huge embarrassment. He could have been the back end of a triple play. Here's Ben Zobrist.
You're talking about George Hendrick at first base. A man of few words. Tom Foley at third base is the exact opposite.
Yes, he is.
So maybe you don't hear a lot on a single, but you sure hear a lot on a triple if you're a Tampa Bay Ray.
Didn't Tom Foley play for the Expos for a while?
He did. Former teammate of mine.
Off-speed pitch. Quickly 0-2 to Zobrist, hitting just .236. Ben Zobrist drove in 91 runs last year. Hit only .235 in the division series when they were beaten by Texas on the Rangers' way to another World Series. And the 0-2 is outside. %88 sinking fastballs. And he throws a breaking ball that is lined into left center. It's tailing back to Tyler Moore. And we have to remember, that's a first baseman racing into the gap to make a pretty solid play. Badly needed, and that place will probably be packed at this time tomorrow.
Put the tarp on right there.
See your authorized Dodge dealer and experience a world of performance, design, and fuel efficiency. Schedule a test drive or go to Dodge.com and check out our powerful lineup. Bryce Harper against the American League East, even though he didn't do a whole lot against the Yankees, putting up some impressive numbers. He's hit .344 over his last 24 games, and Bryce is sporting an on-base percentage of .370. Danny Espinosa in that leadoff spot tonight, batting right-handed against David Price, who makes his 103rd career start. 49-30, first time he ever faces the Nats.
Yeah, coming off his worst outing as a big leaguer, he allowed 7 runs in his last start against the Mets on June 13th after allowing 7 runs over his previous 5 combined starts. All in all, he gave up 9 hits over 5 innings, and those 7 runs, struck out 8 and walked 3 through 109 pitches, 65 for strikes. So a fastball in the mid to upper 90s, a cutter, a curveball, and a change. Moves a fastball in and out. And you talk to Rays people, they tell you if he throws that fastball to the glove side, meaning into righties, away to lefties, consistently for strikes, that's when he's really good.
He has had 1 start all year when he's thrown less than 106 pitches. This guy's a horse. Danny Espinosa, 6th best in the National League against left-handed pitching at .375. Tried to wait for that one, couldn't quite wait long enough. Let's talk about guys who throw the ball extremely hard. Price right behind Steven Strasburg, highest average on the fastball. And he goes with a breaking ball outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Danny's hit safely in 6 of his last 7 games with 8 base hits. Batting average not climbing dramatically, but it's a pretty steady curve moving upward. How about one to add on to that? Danny got a pitch up. He has been so good from the right side of the plate this year, and now the Nats have their leadoff man on.
A nice piece hitting by Danny Espinosa right there. Got a pitch he could handle, drove it to left center field. You see the location mistake. That was supposed to be down and in. It was up and away, and Espinosa all over it. And that's an easy one tonight. First batter of the game for the Nats. There goes the no-hitter.
And he's hitting .388 now. From the right side of the plate, here's Bryce Harper. This will be an interesting matchup to track tonight. David Price just put his left foot up against the far first base side of the pitching rubber.
Now, watching his last outing against the Mets, you remember the Mets, they don't run very much. And we talked about they run when they know they can make it. And I think they picked something up in David Price's move to first base, because I saw a number of them going and running on him. I think David Wright got thrown out. He went first move, and we saw him do that against Tom Gorzolani last time the Mets were here. So let's keep an eye on Trent Jewett, Danny Espinosa, and see if they can pick something up on David Price early in this game.
Yeah, in this day and age, if the Mets know about it, so do the Nats.
Yeah.
Word gets around in a hurry. (0-2). Harper, a very late swing, and that was 97.
Yeah, 3-pitch see right there. Pretty good fastball from Price. He'll sit around 95. We'll get to the average on his fastball a little later. But that one is a little reach back piece, 97 miles an hour. Here it is, hit it.
Ryan Zimmerman next with 1 on, 1 out. Espinosa, short lead, but he goes. And safe, as the ball evidently fell out of the glove of the shortstop Elliott Johnson. So, FP, as you alluded to earlier, something about David Price. And Danny didn't exactly have a big lead right there.
No, but he read him pretty well. And it didn't take very long, just 3 pitches to Bryce Harper. Trent Jewett, Danny Espinosa sees something on David Price. He goes first move, just gets in there. The tag's on the chin. Espinosa's safe. Nice way to answer right here in the bottom of the first. That run the Rays scored in the top.
Yeah, and that tag made without the ball in the glove. It was sitting at the feet of Danny Espinosa, who now is 10 for 13 stealing. And now that there's not a runner at first, the Rays changed their right side infield defense. Ben Zobrist was already shading up the middle for a possible double play ball, but now Carlos Pena moves nearly 40 feet off the line.
Talking to Joe Madden before the game, the master of the shift, I said, hey, do you have enough knowledge on the Nationals to execute all these shifts, to put them in play tonight? And he said, we know the Nationals and we scout the Nationals as well as we know the Yankees. And they rely solely on video. They don't have advanced scouts. So they look at all the video, they put it together, they see all the data on every hitter, and he said they know as much as they know about the Yankees with the Nats. How about that?
3-0 from Price to Zimmerman. By the way, nobody in the Nationals lineup tonight other than Adam LaRoche has faced David Price. LaRoche 0 for 4. Xavier Nady on the bench 0 for 3. Joe Madden, of course, those 532 wins, all-time winningest manager in the history of the Rays. And he has made them more than respectable in the AL East. Not easy to do. Zimmerman chops a 3-1 breaking ball to Will Rhymes, and now running is Espinosa on a rather slow throw to first. 2 down, Danny gets to third base.
And set the defense for the Rays behind David Price tonight. Jennings, Upton, Joyce in the outfield. Johnson, Rhymes, Will, not Buster at third. Zobrist, Pena at first base. And Jose Lobaton is doing the catching.
Ben Zobrist, they locked him up to a nice multi-year contract after he established himself in the last couple of years. But the Rays have defensive issues. And talking to some of their guys before the game, Joe Madden's not really sure what to think about it all. They do have some regulars out. Evan Longoria is a good third baseman. They have other guys that are hurt. And he's a little puzzled by 66 errors in 66 games.
Well, maybe it's because first basemen are playing second base and second basemen are playing shortstops and third basemen are playing up the middle.
Chain reaction from injuries, huh?
No, just the shifts.
Oh, okay.
I talked to Joe about that before the game, and he said, you know what, our pitchers have the option. If they don't like where guys are playing on a shift, they can say, hey, just play straight up. They can turn around on the mound in the course of the game and move guys where they want to. And I said, you're starting to convince me on these shifts. You talk about percentage of ground balls for base hits in the American League average and how the Rays are way below that, and how it equates to more runs and more wins, or less runs, I should say, and more wins throughout the course of a season.
Espinosa way down the line at third, and Michael Morris, they've been giving him a steady diet of off-speed stuff with 2 strikes until he can show that he'll do damage with it. Michael in 14 games is 12 for 57, batting .211.
Well, it's only a matter of time before the beast gets hot and carries this team for about 2 months.
Price going to jam him. Didn't get in far enough, but Michael couldn't get the bat around to hook that one either. Adam LaRoche in the number 5 spot tonight because of the left-hander. Rays on top by a run. Espinosa at third. 2 outs, bottom first. And he will head home on this throw from Will Rhymes, which is horrible. And the Nats get a big-time gift. I mean, he had time to plant. Not a good throw. Carlos Pena couldn't dig it, and the Nats are given a gift to tie the game.
Well, we showed the graphic in the open. You've been talking about it. We said they have to play catch better. The last-ranked defense in the American League. And he looks at the baseball, takes his time. And usually Carlos Pena will pick that. That's a nice long hop for him. He kind of got caught with maybe a changeup off the grass where he thought it was going to be a little bit harder. But that's a play that at the highest level has to be made every single time.
They're going to give the error to Carlos Pena.
Well, that's just silly. Tell the scorekeeper to go down there and pick that.
And I think some scorekeepers make a mistake. In my opinion, they should not watch slow motion replays. They should watch real speed replays.
Don't get me going.
I know.
Don't get me going. I'll talk about it for 3 innings. Tell that guy to go down there and pick that grenade that Rhymes just threw over there. Trust me, I've been there. And 99% of the time, I've made those throws that he just made. And you get the air every single time.
1 on, 2 outs. Adam LaRoche hitting .264. And the count's 2-1.
I've never seen that before. They shifted in the middle of David Price's delivery right there. Will Rhymes moved from right about there to where he's standing right now as he started his delivery. And you talk to Joe Madden, sometimes he does that just to get in a hitter's head. You're not used to seeing moving parts in the background when you're hitting.
He goes fastball. LaRoche was expecting dead red, but he couldn't catch up with 98. On 2-2. LaRoche gets one in on his hands and cannot hit it fair.
You know, looking at Will Rhymes at third base. Been there, done this before, and I'm sure he'll make this play again. But watch him take his eyes off the target and look at the baseball. You see him look into his glove right there for you kids at home. Don't ever look at the ball in your glove. Keep your head on the target where you want to throw. You just kind of feel for the ball from the glove to your hand. You get the seams right, and you let it rip across the infield. But anytime you take your head off your target that long and look into your glove at the ball, sometimes you look up and you don't know where to throw the ball.
Hard to reacquire.
It's almost like spinning around, doing that spin move, trying to find the target.
Well, this will help. Desmond on deck. Morse running on a 3-2 pitch. And Adam LaRoche, a guy who's been plugging some gaps and finding some chalk lines this season. He will take that one right in there. So David Price gives up a run. That error costing him a bunch of pitches. Long first inning. It's 1-1. First inning. And the second frame presented by Luna. Call for the Luna double. Get your second room of flooring free at 877-241-LUNA. Nice crowd tonight. And again, if you're coming to the ballpark tomorrow night, make sure that you are well hydrated. It's going to be sizzling in the D.C., Maryland, Northern Virginia area tomorrow. And Thursday's really going to be smoking around here.
Beer is 90% water, right?
David Price getting towed off after a 26-pitch first inning. That's exactly how many Chien-Ming Wang threw, and he'll face Jose Lobaton, the catcher, 27-year-old Venezuelan who they picked up on waivers from San Diego at the trading deadline 3 years ago.
A good first pitch right there from Chien-Ming Wang. front door sinker. Started it right at him, brought it back.
And that's their 4th hit. Nothing cheap about the 4. 4 solutions that help you achieve your financial goals. PNC Bank, for the achiever in you. As we look at our minor league report, and the Potomac Nationals sending catcher David Friedis and right-handed pitcher Rob Wirt to the Single-A All-Star game. And then 4 members of the Hagerstown Suns are going. And we've been keeping track of Matt Skoll throughout the season. He's been having an outstanding first half.
Get a bus, call them up. They're all ready.
Elliot Johnson, the shortstop. A non-drafted free agent at the age of 18, 10 years ago.
I wonder if Chen-Ming Wong's sitting out there going, I need a ground ball right at somebody. He got the big 4-6-3 double play. Matt Joyce hit it right to Danny Espinoza. But all the base hits have been ground balls. All have been hit hard, but all have found holes.
Johnson on a 4-game hitting streak with 6 base hits, hitting .275. Rays had a chance for a big first inning. They hit into the double play, the big pitch of the inning for Chen-Ming Wong on Matt Joyce. And then they gave the Nats a run. So this game is dramatically different right now than it could have been right out of the gate here in game 1 of this 3-game set. Braves are at New York again tonight. Rays are in 3rd place, 4 behind the Yankees. They're a game and a half behind Baltimore.
The last couple of starts, Bob, if you remember, against the Mets, Chen-Ming Wong wiggled out of some big-time jams. Against Toronto last start, he wiggled out of some big-time jams. He just did it there in the first inning.
95 pitches to get through 5 innings in that game. And a ball skied to right. Michael Moore still cruising back for it. He'll be right in front of the track to grab it for the first out. And every time Michael catches a fly ball, I kind of keep my eye on him to see how that throw looks coming in. He threw a pretty good dart to Danny Espinoza right there.
Not a problem. Man, watching him throw since he's been activated, the arm is fine.
Number 8 hitter will be 3rd baseman Will Rhymes, a 29-year-old Houston native who some folks in this area know about. He went to the College of William and Mary, and he was all Colonial when he hit .413 there. Wong gets ahead, finding that outside corner. And the pitcher is next, David Price, who's had 14 big league at bats.
A good curveball right there from Wong.
Kind of interesting with his struggles. This is the 8th batter of the game. He's had 5 0-2 counts. Tried to paint and just missed, blown away.
Well, he's a pitch to contact guy. Had 5 strikeouts last out against Toronto. You see the breakdown right there. 36 pitches, throwing a lot of heaters. But I think his put away pitch, to your point about the 2 strike counts, is just a good sinker put into play.
Yeah. And that ball out to center. Harper took a step or 2 back. Then he comes in to grab it, and he always comes up ready to throw in case Jose Lobaton strayed too far from first base. Steven Strasburg tomorrow night, right back with you, same time here against the young Tampa Bay starter Chris Archer, making his major league debut. And then it's Gio Gonzalez and Matt Moore on Thursday. On to Baltimore after that. For for night games Friday, Saturday, and the day game on Sunday. Zimmerman Hamill, Jackson Chen, and Wong Arrieta in the 3 games at Oriole Park.
Tomorrow with Archer starting, he's making his major league debut. He'll be the first pitcher to start for the Rays who wasn't drafted by Tampa since Matt Garza in September of 2010. How about that?
That's pretty solid as far as the organization goes. Price with some contact. Espinosa will throw him out. And the Rays have stranded 2. Ian Desmond leading off, followed by hard-hitting Tyler Moore and Jesus Flores 1-1. About that midseason flex plan. You get 3 games, get a free new era ball cap if you pick 3, and to get the official cap of the Nats and Major League Baseball. Nationals.com/flex to check on that. 1-1 for the Nats. It'll be 6, 7, and 8. Desmond, Moore, and Flores, bottom of the 2nd. Scoreboard walk busy on this evening. I bet Shake Shack could do a little business tonight. The Rays, how good they've been on the road lately. 9 of their last 12. Ian Desmond continues to set the pace for shortstops with that extra base hits. And look at the Rays pitchers. Because of their defense, 37 unearned runs all of last year, and this year almost as many. Last year, Tampa Bay had a fielding percentage of .988, number 1 in the American League. And their 73 errors were the fewest in Major League Baseball. The Phillies made 74. So how about that? 73 last year, and now they've made 67. That's a little scary for their pitchers.
And playing half their games on turf, too, don't forget.
Yeah. Discover Kia's full lineup of high-quality, stylish, and dependable vehicles. To learn more, visit kia.com. So some on the ground and some way, way in the air. Ground ball percentage and home runs per 9 innings this year. David Price has given up 5 home runs. Opponents hitting .248.
And some of those graphics, especially for the color analysts, we just need to put 2011 good, 2012 better, and then have the categories.
Well, for baseball fans, it's a game of numbers. For analysts, it's a game of he's doing good or he's not. and really, when you boil it down, it's pretty much that simple, this game. You're going well or you're not.
Yeah.
You know that, the ebbs and flows that you talk about of the season. I mean, look, Adam LaRoche started out really hot. Lately, not so hot, but he has continued to drive in runs. Desmond gets a good piece of that one out to center. B.J. Upton can only watch it. And how well is the ball carrying tonight? Number 11 for Ian Desmond. I don't think B.J. Upton had any idea that ball was going to leave the ballpark until the last moment.
It could have been that, or he could have thought it was gone right off the bat. He got a fastball right out over the plate. That's nice to see Ian Desmond going with the pitch. It looked like he was trying to pull a lot during the Yankees series. Made the adjustment right there. Kept the front side closed, and that ball was some kind of tattooed to center field. Well, that's some pop right there. That's where the big boys go. Straight away center on a line.
Previous career high, 10 homers with 65 RBIs 2 years ago.
We're going to stay on this till the last second. Front side closed. Look how closed his front shoulder is. Lets the ball travel to a power position. That is nice.
1-0 now to Tyler Moore, and he goes up ripping.
Show me that side replay 20 times, and I won't get sick of it. It's a great swing.
I love that Exmo because when they get it on the sweet spot, there's no quiver in the bat at all.
Yeah, power numbers up for Ian Desmond.
I should say so. He's going to double his previous high. And Tyler Moore is going to get his 11th major league hit. He is now 8 for his last 15.
Stay hot, Tyler Moore. We'll show his base hit again in a second. Let's check out the home run one more time. Ian Desmond gets the ball up and out over the plate. We talked to him. David Price is good. He throws that fastball down and in to righties. And he's good most of the time. Just made a mistake right there, and Ian Desmond made him pay.
33rd career home run. Close a great deal now on your new Nissan. The door to your opportunity closes July 2nd, so hurry. The Nissan pitch track showing a home run pitch right after we talked about David Price and giving up the long ball. Here's Flores hitting 248.
Do you get the feeling early in this game that it's back to baseball? That the circus left town, it's not the atmosphere that it was this weekend, and you see like a more relaxed ball club just playing the game the way they know how.
Yeah. I've had the binoculars and some of our fans. They don't have white knuckles on every pitch tonight. It was different when the Yankees were here, no doubt about it. It's like The Office when the not your manager, but when the CEO comes in, and things get a little different. And the Nats hopefully will take that experience and learn from it, and take a young ball club that has a mix of veterans and be more solid next time around when something like that comes up. Jesus Flores hits a double play ball to Elliott Johnson. Ben Zobrist will turn it, and a 6-4-3. Tyler Moore didn't want any part of a possible sidearm throw from second base, did he?
Might have been the earliest slide I've seen in a long time on a double play. And Tyler Moore had nothing else he could do, because when a ball's hit hard and you're a base runner, you get caught in no man's land. It's too early to slide. You look where he slid right there. As Carlos Pena makes a nice play, but Tyler Moore slid about, I don't know, before the cutout, because he had to. The reason he slid right there is if he keeps running, the ball hits you in the coconut.
Bases wiped clean for Chin-Ming Wong. As a hitter this year, 0 for 3. As a big league hitter, 1 for 36. And a 1-1 that's foul tipped. Breaking ball strikes him out. The inning is over. So each pitcher's had a double play ball to save some pitches, and the Nats have scored in each of the first 2 innings. Watch this contact. Flies right out of your frame and right out of this park. 2-1 Washington. leading all shortstops in that department. And he's broken into the top 10 in the National League. It's getting close to the All-Star game. Vote for your favorite Nats. Get 50% off tickets to a select game. Now, there's some incentive. Vote early, vote often, vote Nationals. So to do that, go to nationals.com/vote. Some restrictions do apply. Leading vote getters as it stands today. Matt Kemp, monster start to the season. Melky Cabrera has been leading the league in hits all year long. He has 98 base hits right now.
See my write-in vote right there? I ran out of room. But I was putting Bryce for the bench for the National League.
Okay.
Maybe if it comes down to that computer vote, and if he's in that, it should be a landslide, the way I look at it.
There will be people from all over the country dying to see him in Kansas City.
He dropped the E on Bryce. It's okay. He won't mind. He hates making errors.
Desmond Jennings leads off. Base hit up the middle, scored a run in the first inning. Airs a breaking ball from Chin-Ming Wong outside. Jennings, like most kids from Alabama, played football, but also baseball and basketball. Cleveland drafted him in 2005. He didn't sign, and he went to Itawamba Community College, where he was a very good base stealer and a football wide receiver. In fact, a JC All-American.
He's hitting 12 consecutive road starts, including tonight with that base hit his first time up. Likes hitting on the road. 16 for 48.
4-pitch walk. I think Steve McCaddy's expression says it all. I mean, he looks like somebody just gave him a sour drink on a hot night.
That's a great shot, guys. You called it. No words necessary.
Carlos Pena is next. Hit the ball extremely hard first time up. And a base hit through the 3-4 hole right side of the infield, and he's now 7 for 18 career against Chin-Ming Wong.
And Jennings looks like he wants to run to me this time. He went first to third on the base hit by Pena last time. But he's looking to get in the scoring position right now. That's a bigger lead. He had a little lean going right now. I won't be surprised if he goes early in the count.
Stole 20 bases for the Rays in just 63 games last year. 188 steals in the minor leagues.
That's a big lead.
Wong with a long look, and the runner holds. It's high in the zone. Strike one.
Chin-Ming did a nice job of speeding up his delivery right there. Looked like Jennings started to go and had to stop because Wong was so quick to the plate.
Rockies have an early run at Philadelphia tonight. The Orioles are at New York, and the O's Mets are scoreless, third inning. Any other interleague play? Well, it's in New York now. The Braves trail the Yankees 2-1. And Miami is behind in the third inning at Fenway, 4-3, actually 4-2 third inning to the Red Sox. Running, good jump, and a ball hacked out to center. Bryce Harper, and watch this ball sail out of here. I am telling you, it is flying tonight. Carlos Pena goes straight away. A walk and a blast. Worst thing for a pitcher. And the Rays are back on top 3-2 now.
You can't explain why, but some guys just see guys better than other guys. And right now, Carlos Pena has Chin-Ming Wong's number. You look at that ball up. Jesus Flores getting ready to throw, but that sinker didn't sink. And it ended up 400 and something feet away from home plate.
8 for 19 with 2 home runs against Wong now is Carlos Pena, who backs B.J. Upton off the plate. Pena was being discussed in the media around here a couple of years ago when Adam Dunn left. as a possible Nats acquisition. I think those batting average, as I told you about, scared a lot of people away. Now B.J. Upton's going to have an extra base hit, and the third inning is starting off ugly for Chien-Ming Wang. B.J. Upton's 2 for 2. Now you're facing Matt Joyce, one of their better hitters, who sharply hit into that 4-6-3 double play first time. Well, on some nights, FP, we've seen this when Chien-Ming Wang is the starter. The first call to the bullpen usually has a Detwiler attached to it.
Yeah, I would imagine that phone's going to ring pretty quick. And see the swings. These are very comfortable swings the Rays are taking.
Yeah.
And it gets back to my initial point. It's nothing against Chien-Ming Wang, but when you have one pitch that you throw for strikes, and it's a good sinker at times, as a hitter, it's very comfortable. You dig in, you look for something above the belt. There's no real fear of a slider. There's no real fear of a curveball or changeup. You're just looking for one thing, an elevated fastball. When he's good, it looks like it's elevated, and then it sinks.
Adam LaRoche will take care of that for the first out. B.J. Upton easily over to third base. So Matt Joyce moves the runner, and Ben Zobrist, who scorched the ball to the gap in left center, run down by Tyler Moore, will be the hitter. Zobrist hit 27 homers, drove in 91 runs in 09. And then he got a nice deal out of it. The Rays signed him through next year with club options that could take him all the way through 2015. He was a Houston draft choice originally. Infield in. Rays got him in a 3-player deal back in 06 involving Aubrey Huff. And a 1-1 pitch has enough run on it to get back into the zone, up and in.
Yeah, check out the two-seam fastball, 91 miles an hour. Started off the plate and ran back, front door sinker. I think to lefties, that's been his best pitch tonight. Started at their hip, run it back.
B.J. Upton doubled after the Pena home run, moved over on the Matt Joyce ground ball. And a bounce to Desmond. Contact play. Good throw gets him. And a good tag gets him. As Flores blocked off the plate. It'll be 6-2 on the fielder's choice to save a run.
A good play by Desmond. You got speed at third base. You know they're going contact play. You've been peeking over there the whole at-bat. You're seeing the lead. The speed of Upton, good throw. Jesus Flores sticking his nose in there. What new? Good tag, good play. And beat him in plenty of time. I think the key to that play is Desmond getting rid of the ball to give Flores time to make that tag.
Speaking of early slides, there was nowhere to go. All he could do was slide into foul territory.
That or you run over the catcher.
Jesus Flores put up a big-time roadblock. So a runner at first, 2 outs now. And the hitter is catcher Jose Lobaton.
A pretty big out by Chien-Ming Wang. Got the ground ball he needed. Was trying to repeat that two-seam fastball in the inner half. It ran back over the outer half. And that's all Zobrist could do with it, is hit it on the ground.
Zobrist runs a lot. He's not safe a lot. 6 stolen bases, caught 5 times. And by the way, they got some news they weren't real encouraged about with Evan Longoria. He was playing a rehab game, coming back from a hamstring pull, took himself out of the game. I believe it was yesterday after one at bat, and reportedly is here in D.C. to get treatment with the team and trying to continue his way back to the big leagues. There's a former Montreal Expo, Dave Martinez, bench coach for Joe Madden. What a good left-handed hitter he was, and a guy with speed.
Former Cubby.
.30 in there. Long first 2.5 innings here, just beyond the top of the hour. Rays on top 3-2. They've had 6 base hits already. So Wong has retired 8 hitters but given up 6 hits. Runner goes, good jump, low and inside, and it's ball 4 anyway. Two walks this inning. Elliott Johnson, the shortstop.
A good first pitch changeup right there on the outer half.
.84 off speed, floating outside, 1-1.
He threw a good front door sinker to Zobrist, tried to repeat it, left it away. Threw a good first pitch changeup right there for strike 1, and then tried to repeat it, and it was outside. And I think the biggest problem for Wong tonight is repeating what he did the pitch before.
That ball is hammered deep left center. Bryce Harper chasing, and that is off the wall. Gets away. It'll be 3 bags for the hitter, and 2 runs will score, and they are teeing off on Chien-Ming Wang. It's 5-2 Tampa Bay.
That's all Bryce Harper could do right here. He gave it a good run, but you see, it's supposed to be in, and that's really the same pitch that Zobrist hit to shortstop for the fielder's choice. Up and away. And this time it was elevated. And I think it's more about hitting location than anything. When you got one pitch, it's a sinker. If you're not hitting your spot with it, you're in trouble. And right now, that's been the story of this start for Chien-Ming Wang. Missing his location, sinker's been up. And they're getting some very comfortable swings off here early in the game.
So McCaddy to the mound, and Chien-Ming Wang may be one pitch, one hitter from being done. Over the last few years, because of his history and shoulder injuries, Chien-Ming Wang has thrown the fewest pitches per game as a starter for anybody who's had as many as 20 starts since 09. 78 pitches a game. He hasn't thrown 100 pitches in a game since 08, and hasn't pitched into the 8th inning since that same year with the Yankees. So 22 pitches this inning and 60 on the night. The hitter's Will Rhymes, who lined out to Harper in center first time up.
Rhymes having a good year against right-handed pitching this year. 21 for 69 coming in tonight's game, a .304 average.
Breaking ball in the dirt, 2-1. A night when pitchers are going to be working up a big time sweat. We saw David Price cooling off after just 1 inning. He's out to hit for the second time here, possibly. And that ball flared to left. Tyler Moore is right there. And the top of the third comes to a close. But the Rays will score 4 times and lead it 5-2. Is offering the first month of any new service free. Visit Cox.com right now. So Desmond Jennings coming up big for them. 2 runs scored, a base hit, a walk. Carlos Pena, the 2-run homer that ignited their 4-run third, and Ian Desmond, a career high now in home runs. He led off the second with a blast straight away.
Desmond Jennings, Ian Desmond, one of the various Desmonds in the game tonight. Hits his career high 11th home run. I'm telling you, 5-2 ball game. Now, David Price is a great pitcher, but the Nats are fastball hunters. They like to hit the hard stuff. It's the knuckleball, it's the off-speed guys that usually give them trouble. And with the way the ball is carrying in this ballpark tonight, that 5-2 lead is not insurmountable, folks, with the way these guys swing the bats against a good fastball.
Bottom of the third coming up. And out in the bullpen, Ross Detwiler is not throwing. But Jim Lett is standing by the phone. That indicates to me, well, he just, I think, picked up the phone. Maybe he was just told that Detwiler is coming in. We'll see. As long as that phone wasn't ringing yet, Wong's still in the game. Don't have to worry about his hitting spot. He made the last out in the second. So here's Danny Espinosa, who singled solidly to left center first time up.
I think I just saw Jim Lett give Ross Detwiler when there's 2 outs. We're going to start throwing again, son.
Yeah, he'll get half dozen down there, and then he'll get 8 more when he needs them. Espinosa gets jammed and pops it up left side. Foul ball. Will Rhymes, plenty of room. Ignite your Natitude. It's the tweet up on July 3rd when the Giants are here. Exclusive giveaway, scavenger hunt, special guests, and more. To register, simply tweet RSVP using hashtag IYNT. Go to nationals.com/tweetup for more info. Space limited. Some restrictions apply. We will tweet it up on Tuesday against the Giants.
And one of the items in that scavenger hunt is probably going to be a free Bob Carpenter scorebook. We'll hide it somewhere in the ballpark.
I'll hide one somewhere. Nobody will find it, but I'll hide one. Bryce Harper. I'll talk to some of our buddies downstairs. Like Susan, our coach, they know all the little nooks and crannies of this ballpark where to hide stuff.
Absolutely.
2 balls and no strikes to Bryce, who struck out first time on a fastball. That's going to paint the outside corner.
Good fastball by Price. 96 on the black.
Target goes a little further out, and ball 3.
And Bryce Harper very patient, looking for one pitch in one spot.
Hey, this could be fun. He's up by 3 runs. Why not throw a fastball?
And you got to locate it, and he knows it.
Yep. There it is, but he's way outside with 97, and Bryce will take it for his 21st walk of the year. And as I mentioned in the first inning, his on-base percentage continues to impress for a rookie. It's now well above 370.
And he's still hitting 500 the second time he sees a pitcher. 18 for 36, 11 extra base hits. I talked to him before the game. I said, you know what? We were talking about it on the air on Sunday. I was most impressed of anything you've done this year with the way you came back from an 0 for 7 with 5 Ks.
Yeah.
A lot of veterans would have that tailspin into a tough week or so, but not Bryce Harper. Hit 3 balls hard, 2 for 4, I believe, on Sunday. And just to show that kind of resiliency, that kind of comeback attitude after a really rough game that would rattle even the saltiest of veterans, he comes back with a 2-hit performance. I was impressed. I told him of all the things he's done, that one sticks out to me.
And he roasted that line drive caught by Jeter. His first at bat, Robinson Cano took a hit away from him. He was real close to being 4 for 4 Sunday.
It's not an easy thing to do. That's why I was so impressed.
Bad throw by Price, picked by Pena, as David Price just threw one about 54 feet over there.
And Price with a pickoff move. He's just trying to keep Carlos Pena loose over there, working on some things.
Yeah, thanks for hitting the home run. I think I'll bury a throw for you.
If he threw that harder, it'd have been down the corner.
Zimmerman. And that will be 6-4-3. And the Nats are gone in the bottom of the 3rd. David Price spinning his second double play ball of the night. And Ryan Zimmerman's now 3 for 31. We look out to the Blue Ridge Mountains here. But it's Rays 5, Nationals 2. This day in history brought to you by Ocean City, Maryland. Go to OCOcean.com, click on Summer of Thanks, special deals and discounts. 100th career game, second only at the start of a career to 136 by the great Yankee Whitey Ford. How about that? What a winning percentage. .100 divided by 137 is a 729. Actually, if you round it, it's a 730 winning percentage to start a career for Doc Gooden and Whitey Ford. Russ Detwiler probably coming in at the very first sign of any trouble here. Long to the opposing pitcher, David Price. Ball one, strike one.
Maybe to Carlos Pena, who's a lefty, but I wouldn't be surprised if he comes in to face Desmond Jennings. We'll see.
Braves have tied it up in New York against the Yankees. And Wong will miss and go 2-2. Logan Morrison hitting a home run at Boston, but David Ortiz and Kelly Shopik have hit homers for the Red Sox, who lead Miami 4-3. 2-2 pitch and a foul tip. 2 years ago, David Price won the Warren Spahn Award as the best left-hander in baseball. He went 19-6 with a 2.72 ERA, pitched nearly 209 innings that year. He went over 200 again last year, way over 224. That's ball three. But last year he didn't get a lot of run support. 3.49 ERA. Price went 12-13. Chien-Ming Wong walks the opposing pitcher, who has 15 career at-bats, his third walk, and we'll see if that gets him yanked. Desmond Jennings, a right-handed batter, coming in. And FPU would have to think there's no way he'll face Carlos Pena, possibly no matter what the situation is, unless he gets a double play ball here.
Even if he gets a double play ball, I should say. I don't think so.
First pitch, pop up, out of play.
You got a guy that took you deep last time up. I would imagine this is his last hitter, regardless of what happens right here to Desmond Jennings.
I would agree. Play-by-play man's responsibility to lay all the options out there, and then the expert analyst says, I think this is what's going to happen.
I like when you give me A, B, and C, and then I usually take D.
None of the above is not an option. And the 0-1. Breaking ball misses. 6 for 6, Jennings, Pena, and Upton, with 3 RBIs and 3 runs scored. Actually 5 for 5. There was a walk in there. 6 for 6 in terms of getting on base. No outs yet from this bunch.
Well, if you throw your fourth hitter in there too, Matt Joyce, you got the cycle.
One ball and 2 strikes. Long missing well off the plate inside, and his pitch count with nobody out in the 4th inning is within 4 pitches of 80 tonight. Well, he slips one under the bat. The breaking ball for the strikeout. And here comes Davey Johnson. Chien-Ming Wong will be done after 3 1/3 innings. He will give up 7 hits, walk 3, strike out 1, and throw 77 pitches in the process. So for Wong, officially his shortest outing as a Nat. And this call to the bullpen, packaged by the UPS Store. We love logistics. Last one out into the fourth inning, and he'll be succeeded by Ross Detwiler. So this is an interesting scenario to behold, and it happens a lot lately because Detwiler, as a rule, has been following Chien-Ming Wang after his starts, which now have gone 4, 5 1/3, 5, and 3 1/3 as a Nat starter this year.
This is the third time in 4 of Chien-Ming Wang's starts that Ross Detwiler has followed him. So yeah, your point. If Wang's pitching, so is Detwiler, and it might be the other way around. Fastball, curveball change from Ross Detwiler. Fastball in the low 90s, curveball in the upper 70s, and he'll throw the changeup about 9% of the time. That'll be in the mid 80s. A tough night for Chien-Ming Wang.
Lefty-lefty matchup coming between Detwiler and Pena could be intriguing. Carlos Pena against Ross Detwiler. Career is 1 for 4 with a walk.
167 against lefties this year. 14 for 84 with 3 home runs.
Nice and easy looking 94. He hit the ball a ton last time up.
We got a little backspin created by Carlos Pena. We got a pitch up and out over the plate. And look where the ball hit the barrel, right on the sweet spot, running out of the ballpark. Like you said, it's a warm night and the ball is carrying.
Did you see that bounce when it hit back there? It hit to the back wall and ricocheted to the right. So that ball had some extra carry on it over that 402 mark. Hit the back wall of the center field batter's eye. So now quickly 0-2 as things change dramatically for the Rays. They go from a finesse pitcher to a guy who can blow the ball by you. B.J. Upton, 2 for 2, is waiting. And Detwiler will just zing in a high heater, 96 for the strikeout.
And I think that fastball had a little cut on it, 96 miles an hour. You talk about going right after somebody. Look at 1, 2, 3, almost in the same spot, and that did, huh? A little bit of cut action on 96.
Right about there is where it veers to the outside.
And I think that's why Pena gave up on it. A good pitch by Detwiler. Attacking the strike zone. Love to see that.
That was sweet. Here's B.J. Upton. Well, everybody knows that Ross Detwiler has the stuff to be a starter at the major league level. He is, after all, a former #1 draft pick. Just a question of command and throwing strikes. And like you say, attacking the zone. Might he become one of those FP, one of those young pitchers who suddenly realize I can throw it 94, 95. I don't have to trick people.
Yeah, let it rip. And that's what he's doing right now. And if you're standing on defense, all of a sudden the tempo's picked up out there. You got a guy throwing 96. He's getting the ball and throwing it. And you're right back in this game mentally if you're standing on defense for the Nationals.
And we've never minded seeing power hitters having to duck back from an 0-2 fastball.
I just like the fact that Ross is letting it fly.
Runner goes. Swing and a miss. Inning over. 3 strikeouts in a row, 2 by Ross Detwiler. And we'll see if he can maybe get the momentum turnaround for the Nats here with Michael Morse leading off. Bottom of the fourth. Visit afcia.org, the Association for IT Pros. Our sideline report. Good evening, Christina.
Good evening, Bob. Kind of an empty clubhouse earlier today when guys were out getting some early hitting work in, including Michael Morse, who, according to Davey Johnson, came to him after Sunday's loss to the Yankees and said, "Skipper, you got to move me down in the lineup. I'm killing the team." But Johnson responded with some reassurance. "You're just fine. That is my job to worry about that." He said, sometimes when situations when the team's doing good, guys try to do too much and do more. But he's been telling Michael Morse right now, less is more.
Well, that's Davey Johnson. He doesn't handle his lineup the way fans would like him to, where you make a change as soon as a guy goes 0 for 10. Or some broadcasters and writers and scribes and bloggers who feel the same way. Davey has been here. He's done that. And he knows that his relationship with the player and what he tells the guy, FP, during those tough times goes a long way toward turning things around.
Yeah, like Davey says, he doesn't listen to the tweeter crowd, and that's what he calls it, tweeter. And if he did, he'd be just another fan and not the manager of the ball club. He's shown great patience with a lot of players. And if you look at Michael Morse's first 79 plate appearances last year, in April, 15 for 71 in those 79 plate appearances, a 211 average. And that's exactly what he came into tonight's game hitting, 211.
Yeah, and that was through just 57 at-bats in his first 14 games back.
And he's going to be fine. And as soon as he starts hitting, he's the kind of guy, and Nats fans saw it all last year, he can carry a ball club by himself offensively. And it's only a matter of time. And it's nice that he showed that kind of concern. He's that kind of team guy to say, look, I'm killing the ball club, move me down the order. But I'm sure Davey Johnson wants to hear his guys say, you know what, I'm going to fix it, Skipper, and he will. That's why they were out hitting early today.
There's a blistering line drive up the middle. And I know what you're thinking, because I have that thought too. A swing like that, you get any elevation on that ball, and it is adios.
Especially tonight with no air here because it's so warm.
Man.
And check out the swing by Morse. Hands inside the baseball, barrel to the ball, an absolute seed up the middle. Bam. Look out, David Price.
Yeah, David heard that one go by. So next up is Adam LaRoche, who struck out looking first time up. Well, the Nats have had 4 hits. Long way to go in this ball game, and they've had their share of hits against a very good major league pitcher. And that's going to be a double play as LaRoche lines it into the glove of David Price. 1-3. Michael Morse way off of first. Third double play tonight.
You know what? I think that was a double play either way. If you look where Elliot Johnson's playing, he's playing right behind David Price. And that ball's right to him. That's a 6-3 double play either way.
I agree.
A 6-3 double play if it goes through. Hey, it looks like bad luck. It's a great swing by LaRoche. But the shift put on by Joe Madden had his shortstop right there.
Joe would shift his pitcher from side to side if he could.
Joe probably shifts his family at the dinner table in the offseason. You sit here right now.
Yeah.
You sit over here.
You know, I don't like those mashed potatoes are going the wrong way.
We're having turkey tonight, and I think you guys should be on the right side of the table.
Was he the first guy to make those kind of glasses cool?
I don't know, but I got them on right now.
I know you do. See, I see a lot of the NBA guys with him during the playoffs. I think Joe Madden was cool before anybody else was. On to the 5th inning now. 3 double plays by the Rays tonight, and David Price right there. The nation's largest 4G network, AT&T. Rethink possible. And by Land Rover. A lot of folks in the presence of the very stately-looking Mr. Lincoln on this Tuesday night, June 19th. Good crowd at the ballpark, but it's all raised right now, and David Price has saved himself a ton of pitches with those 3 double plays. Here's Matt Joyce, 0 for 2 with a couple of grounders. Ross Detwiler, 7 pitches, first inning, 6 strikes, so he's only missed once. And sometimes, FP, and you know this in regard to a job or playing time, the game will present opportunities to you, and this could be one of those times when Ross has something that he can take advantage of.
It would seem so. I mean, you have a chance to go out there and pick your ball club up. I think that's first and foremost on Ross Detwiler's mind right now. If you start thinking of stuff that's out of your control, then maybe you lose focus. But right now, what's in Ross Detwiler's control is changing the tempo of this baseball game, coming out and throwing strikes, getting the ball and throwing it, keeping his defense into the game, and attacking the strike zone. So in that regard, yeah, he has opportunity to change this baseball game right now.
The Nats are down by 3. He's due to bat third in the bottom of the 5th. But my feeling would be if he goes out and gets a nice 0 on the board, Davey Johnson says, I want to see some more, and lets him hit. Davey doesn't want to get any further into his bullpen in the 5th inning of the first game of a 3-game series, when over the next 2 weeks the Nationals virtually have no days off. That ball popped up into the twilight. Jesus Flores able to find it. Little flinch at the end, and he's got it. It is that time of night at 8:36 p.m. when the ball can disappear on you.
Got a little wrestle at the end right there for Flores. A nice job of firing his mask way out of the way. If you ever wonder why catchers do that, it's so they don't trip on it, because you never know where a ball is going to go when you're a catcher. You take that mask, you throw it completely out of the way so you don't trip on it. You see catchers just drop that mask. The next thing you know, the ball comes back, they trip over it, and they don't make the play. That's why you see them wing that thing all the way to the backstop sometimes.
The Nats' next day off is 2 weeks from yesterday, Monday, July 2nd. So when you have a long stretch like this, care of your bullpen becomes very important.
And Davey Johnson great at handling that bullpen. And I would say if Ross Detwiler continues to be this efficient and throw that many strikes, that this game's his. This is as long as he can go in this baseball game.
Outside 2-1.
Until an opportunity for Davey presents itself offensively to get back in the game through the pitcher spot, this is Ross Detwiler's game.
Yeah. And a 2-1 to Ben Zobrist is fouled back. Nationals made an announcement just a couple of hours ago that ball game against the Braves has been rescheduled now. It'll be a split doubleheader on Saturday, July 21st. 1 o'clock game, 7 o'clock game, and that's the night of the post-game concert with the Wallflowers. So it'll be a long day at the ballpark. It will be what they call a separate admission doubleheader.
So a triple header counting the concert.
Yes, sir.
I'm in. Spend the night at the yard, throw my sleeping bag up here in the booth, and see you in the morning.
I will not be around to sing you a lullaby. If you want to call me, I'll sing it for you over the phone. Although this booth is bigger than some apartments early in my career that I resided in. That ball out to right field, right off the end of the bat, and Michael Morse is there for an easy second out.
What fans don't realize is you call me most nights and sing me a lullaby.
Shh, don't tell them everything. Ignite your net attitude with a midseason flex plan. Pick 3 games, get a free New Era ball cap. Go to nationals.com/flex. 1 cap per plan, a minimum 2 plans, so some restrictions do apply. And of course, New Era, we make a big deal of that because that's the official cap of the major leagues and the Nats. Jose Lobaton, the catcher, with a base hit, a walk, and a run scored.
20 pitches, 17 for strikes for Ross Detwiler.
I have that at 85%. That ball is drilled left center, but Harper is racing over to get it. And Ross Detwiler, 5 consecutive hitters. Moore, Flores, and then the lefty straight ahead. To make sure something changes on that scoreboard, even though we have a feeling it will not change in the Geico President's Race. The great finisher, number 16, ripping the pages. Abraham Lincoln. Did you see that? I've never seen him do that before.
He's showing up the other presidents, and I'm not for that.
No. You just do not show up.
Yeah. You have to respect the other presidents.
That's
right.
Right. That's not good. Looks like Sean Rodriguez takes over at third base for the Rays. Will Rhymes was due to bat second in the top of the sixth, so he's out of the game. And for the Nats, Tyler Moore, Jesus Flores, and Ross Detwiler scheduled bottom 5.
Joe Madden shifted Will Rhymes to the dugout.
Here's Moore, and Tyler pops one, and Upton does not see it. Finally, he does. Matt Joyce helped him out a ton. Matt Joyce. And FP, let's talk about this, because do you see the ball better? It's kind of like a Sunday. When the sun's in your eyes, do you see it better from the side a little bit?
Yeah, Upton did the right thing right there, Carp. That's what you're supposed to do. Put your hands out, and maybe the guy from the side can see it and help you out on the fly ball. But I'll tell you what, I just got that old feeling up here in the booth. That's the worst feeling you can possibly have as an outfielder. When you know the ball's hit to you, you see it through the stands, and when it gets up out of the stadium, you lose it. And then if you don't panic like Upton did right there, 8 times out of 10 it'll come back out and you'll catch it. The biggest mistake guys do, and I did it before, is you panic because you can't see a ball that you're used to seeing. It's an awful feeling. That's a nice job of sticking with it. A nice job by the off outfielder, Matt Joyce, running over and helping him out.
Big time rip by Jesus Flores. And I know you folks hear us talk about the ball getting above the lights, which from a pure high fly standpoint doesn't happen, but the lights are all pointed down at the field. They're not pointed straight out, and the ball can easily get above the arc of the lights, and it just disappears.
It blends
at this time on a summer night.
But the key is the off outfielder there running over and hustling. If you just stand in right field and you're not doing anything right here, watch Matt Joyce run over. He's there as a safety net, and he's pointing it out. good communication right there between two outfielders, and I think that's the reason that B.J. Upton caught that baseball, because of the off outfielder, Matt Joyce, running over there. That's a great play by him, and he didn't have anything to do with the recorded out.
And the other thing I saw was Elliott Johnson and Ben Zobrist, shortstop and second baseman, also running out with their finger pointed skyward, just at least to try to give him a sense of depth on that ball.
And as an outfielder, you'll whistle into your infield and you'll point to the sky saying, I can't see anything right now. It's that time of night. I need some help. And right there, the help came from the off outfielder. That's just good hustle.
So that was Ben Zobrist helping out, not Matt Joyce. And I'm sure the Rays hope that nothing's happening with Matt Joyce. And Will Rhymes goes to second base. So it's Joyce, the cleanup man, who's been retired, or actually replaced. Here's another pop fly. Little tweener. And right there to grab it is Zobrist for the second out.
So everything I said about Matt Joyce in the clubhouse right now, I meant for Ben Zobrist in right field. That's some heady play by a utility guy that moves all over the place.
Yeah.
So it's not just a guy that plays right field every day. He started at second base. Now he's in right field, and he helped out big time on a fly ball that was lost.
Well, the Rays don't need any more injuries, and Matt Joyce would be a big loss for them. Ross Detwiler, as a hitter this year, 0 for 13. 2 sacrifice bunts. In his career, he's 3 for 58. And David Price is smelling a quick bottom of the 5th, when he's really been able to economize his pitches thanks to 3 double plays. So 66 right now. He was at 38 after 2 innings. Then he had a 10-pitch inning, and then he had a 6-pitch inning. So he's cruising right now. And David Price is very capable of pitching deep into ball games. He has a complete game against the Angels this year. He's gone 8, and then he's gone at least 7 5 other times. And the fans are starting to appreciate the battle that Ross Detwiler is waging here.
Why not? Good AB working. At the very least, making David Price fire some bullets. "3-2. Makes some contact. That was a busted bat. One hopper to Rhymes, and the Nats are gone in the 5th. It's up to Ross Detwiler to keep this game 5-2 as long as he can. That's plenty of time left, but David Price is making a bid to pitch very deep into this game.
Bob Carpenter with the human test pattern, FP Santangelo. But I know you know it's funny. You're just not going to give me the satisfaction.
It's my tablecloth.
Hey, what about Ross Detwiler here? 5 in a row. He's got a chance to go out, put up another 0. I mean, opportunity is sitting out there for him right now.
Like we talked about last inning, I love the fact that he's changed the tempo of this game for his team on defense. Chen-Ming Wong is a very deliberate pitcher. He wasn't throwing a lot of strikes tonight. Had a really rough outing. Then in comes Ross Detwiler. Kind of changes the mood everywhere in the ballpark. Pounding the strike zone with his fastball. 94, 96 miles an hour. He's got a great curveball working tonight. So an opportunity tonight to change this game, and we'll see if it's an opportunity in the future. That's not for us to decide, but he's doing a nice job so far.
We could feel a tempo change, and that a tempo is not an easy thing to change in a baseball game.
No, it isn't. But how do you do it? By throwing strikes, by getting the baseball, grabbing it, putting the catcher putting down a sign, and you throwing whatever he puts down, and just attacking hitters. And it's been nice so far for Ross. And his fastball, to me, has been better than it has been recently. He's hit 96 a couple of times. So he's been 91 to 93 consistently this year, but he's got the plus fastball working tonight with velocity and command, 2 things.
So Detwiler, first 2 innings, 20 pitches, 17 strikes. He'll face Elliott Johnson, Will Rhymes, and David Price. Elliott Johnson tripled off the left center field wall last time up. And Detwiler took a little bit off there, 91. Well, the top of the order has been outstanding. Jennings, 2 runs, walk, single. Pena, single, 2-run homer. Upton, RBI single and a double. And then the Johnson hit, the big blow after the home run that made that a big crooked number for the Rays in the top of the 3rd. Phillies have taken a 4-1 lead over Colorado at home. Big news today for the Phillies. Freddie Galvis, the shortstop, suspended 50 games because of MLB's substance policy. John Mayberry, 6th home run to lead the Phillies to that lead. And a 2-2 now. Outside.
And just missed with those last 2 pitches. Tried to plant the fastball down and in to Johnson. Didn't get the call. Tried to backdoor the curveball right there. Just missed.
On deck, Will Rhymes.
And you can see the swings that the Rays are taking right now. They're not comfortable. And they're trying to get their foot down early, get to a plus fastball from a left-hander. So you got a couple of lefties right now on both sides bringing heat.
Well, I think being out has had a definite effect on a weeknight crowd here. We've got at least 25,000 tonight by our estimations from our lofty perch.
That in first place.
Yeah.
People want to be a part of it. Like I said this weekend, everybody talking baseball in D.C.
2 Hopper, Ian Desmond. And Ross Detwiler now 6 in a row since coming on with 1 out in the 4th inning. Will Rhymes. So the Braves are 4 back. Pardon me, the Mets. The Braves have lost 3. They're 4.5 back. Miami been very streaky this year. Phillies are trying to break a 3-game losing streak tonight.
Now, what a luxury to get swept at home and still have a 4-game lead in the division.
Yeah.
I bet you if you ask Ozzie Guillen, I bet you if you ask Freddie Gonzalez, Terry Collins, they cannot wait to get back into their own league.
Yeah,
this NL East versus AL East is just kicking everybody's you-know-what right now because you're facing tough teams.
The American League leads 99-77 in interleague play. And the AL East has won 38 games and lost 25. So they alone are 13 games over as a division.
And once again, Ross Detwiler finds himself ahead in the count.
1-2 with the pitcher on deck. Throwing free and easy tonight. That one gets on the hitter in a hurry. Zimmerman to his left. Nice toss back across his body with a very quick release.
You talk about playing teams you're not real familiar with. Good scouting report, because it looked like Ryan Zimmerman knew that Will Rhymes can get down the line, got rid of it quick, and it's still a bang-bang play at first base. Good hustle by Rhymes and a good job of knowing the speed of the runner by Ryan Zimmerman. Just get it in the air, get rid of it. I used to tell infielders all the time, nobody will ever beat out a throw if the ball is in the air. Where guys beat out throws is when you hold it too long and try to get big with your arm. Get rid of it quick, and they're out every time.
And a strike to David Price, who has grounded out and walked. Young man who went to Vanderbilt, majored in sociology there. And I had a chance to spend some time with him a couple of years ago when he received that Warren Spahn Award. Comes from a great family. He's very articulate. He's the kind of young man you would like to have on your baseball team. And he can pitch. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 4th full year in the big leagues for Price. Just reading over his bio, he didn't grow up idolizing a pitcher. His favorite baseball player was David Justice.
That's a good guy to idolize.
That's one of the sweetest swings around for a while.
Yeah.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Detwiler trying to get this game to the bottom of the 6th with the top of the Nats order. And he will. 8 in a row, 3 via the strikeout. Espinosa, Harper, and Zimmerman straight ahead. Mason, who but WB Mason? They bring us Nats Extra. Johnny and Ray in the ballpark tonight, and hopefully some good things to happen between now and then. Nats have 1 walk on the offensive side tonight, and every time that happens, Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield contributes $50 to the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Washington, D.C. 205 walks. We are over $10,000 for the year. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield encourages each of you to take that first step towards a healthier and more active lifestyle. Espinosa 1 for 2. Harper has walked. Zimmerman trying to get on base for the first time. And in 5 innings, David Price, 69 pitches, 42 strikes. Strasburg is coming tomorrow night. And he will be facing a young pitcher for the Tampa Bay Rays, Chris Archer, who will be making his major league debut as they have had to scratch Jeremy Hellickson. So Strasburg goes into that game tomorrow night 8-1 with a 2.45 ERA and an opponent's batting average of 2.16. Johnny and Ray 6:30. FP and Bob 7 o'clock, and then Steven Strasburg first pitch 7:05.
Christina about the 3rd inning. The FCS sideline.
She better check in before that. There's Chris Archer, 39-40 in the minor leagues and 138 starts.
This is a big right-hander ready to rock and roll tomorrow. All together once again. Gio, Strauss, and Edwin. Shocker. And those guys do everything together. That ball's 12 rows deep. What is he ducking for? And trying to get the hat right. There's an art to having a good hat. You can't just take it out of the box and throw it on your head because it's too square up top. And big leaguers will sit there and they'll get it wet. They'll mold it around their head, some guys, and try to get that perfect shape up top.
Looks like Jordan Zimmerman has a slight bend to his bill.
But I'm talking about the top where the W is.
Yeah.
You can't just have the block top right out of the box because that, it doesn't look good. Yeah, cool that way. You got to kind of bend it over your head, get the shape. Zim's is perfect. That's nice. It's a nice lid he's got working right there. Strauss's looks good too. Gio just likes to sport the new haircut that he gets every single day. You need to spend that much money on haircuts. Why would you wear a hat?
Danny Espinosa right at David Price. Recovers and makes the play. He's already caught a line drive for 1 double play tonight.
Espinosa just continues to hit the ball hard from the right side of the plate. No luck right here. I think that ball caught David Price, and maybe not in the best spot either. But once again, a hard comebacker that David Price does a nice job of fielding. You remember the LaRoche line drive right back to him. And that's one he's going to have to walk off. And he's telling everybody he's fine.
Let's go, he says. Nationals box score. Espinosa base hit, stolen base, scored on a 2-out error in the first, and then Ian Desmond with his career high 11th home run led off the second. Since then, the Nats have had 2 hits and a walk, all 3 runners wiped out on double plays.
You'd like to see Harper and Zimmerman get on for more. Remember the line drive he hit up the middle last time? He squared it up nice.
Yeah, and David Price heard that one go whizzing by.
Yeah, a lot of balls back up the box tonight. Get a couple guys on, get some pop to the plate. This ballpark playing very small tonight. You never know.
Upstairs to Bryce Harper, 0 for 1 with a walk.
Remember last time, David Price, 2 Bryce Harper, 2 former first picks in the draft. Everything was away. Fastballs 95, 97 on the outer half. And he tried to stay away right there, 97. So it looks like the game plan, at least with David Price versus Bryce Harper, is everything away. Make him beat you the other way. And going out there again, off the plate.
He'll get a call from Tim Cheetah, whose name we have hardly mentioned tonight, and that's a good thing. Veteran umpire and a young, talented pitcher getting it done right now. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Harper has to reach on a 2-strike pitch, and he'll be thrown out by a step. Elliott Johnson, 2 down.
Let's check out the sequence to Bryce Harper. How are the Rays going to work Bryce Harper in this series? Well, if game 1's any indication, it's away, away, away. He missed the spot right there on the 95-mile-an-hour fastball. That's just paint. Hang with him. How about that pitch? Paint number 2. And then Bryce has to go out there and get it with 2 strikes. Boy, you see that pitch track? 2, 3, and 4 were all in the same spot, like a sniper hitting his target.
Career record of 49-30. So David Price in his 4th full major league season, looking for career win number 50 here tonight.
And that's back to the original scouting report we got on David Price before the game today. Glove side strikes. Into righties, away to lefties. When he's good right there, he's tough to beat. And so far tonight, he's been good to the glove side, meaning where his glove is in his windup, pitching to that side of the plate with his fastball. It's been nice.
Breaking ball, Zimmerman waits for it, and Ryan rips it through the left side. 994 career base hits. They'll have to have a big series to make it to 1,000 by the end of game 3 on Thursday.
And threw a curveball right here. Zimmerman caught it out front, found a hole. And it's nice to see number 11 find a hole. I've been talking about it for a couple of weeks up here. I don't think he's right. I don't think he's ever going to tell anybody he's not right. That shoulder might still be barking, but he's getting out there and playing every single day.
Well, Davey Johnson alluded to it today in his presser, talking about Ryan's shoulder. He knows that Ryan is not 100%.
70% of Ryan Zimmerman's better than none.
Michael Morse drives it to right, and it gets out of here, or does it? That is a home run, and the beast has finally been unleashed. A laser beam to right field.
And we just said if he can get up there with some runners in scoring position, the umpires are going to review this right now, and we'll take a look at it with you at home here in a second. But how about Michael Morse? You could tell he was heating up. That's the first real aggressive swing that he's taken and squared a ball up the time before that. The line drive right by David Price tells you 2 things. He's getting his foot down early, and he's seeing Price well. And you like the matchup right there. Ryan Zimmerman with a base hit. And look where that pitch was supposed to be. And look where it was. And that's some torque, folks. Whenever you see him on his backside like that, on his back leg, that's where he has pop. And let's see right here. Is it a home run? You make the call and help me out. It's hard to tell from where we're sitting.
I don't know. On top of the scoreboard, that green strip is in play.
This will show it, Carp.
Did it hit above the green strip?
Yes.
That's a home run.
It's a homer. Tater, count it.
The green strip is in play, but that ball hit behind the top of the strip. And you might remember, we've talked about this a couple of times. When the ballpark first opened in 2008, that strip was like a bright aluminum color, and the umpires requested the Nationals to paint it green for balls just like this.
You see where it hit right there. And Tim Cheetah, if you're looking at the replay and you can hear me, down in the tunnel, that's a home run. Come back out and give the sign. We're waiting.
I don't think they have the home team audio.
Get out here and put your finger in the air and spin it around, because that's a tater.
The ball partially disappears right there, and that should be ruled a home run.
If that guy would have had a red shirt on instead of that green one, he'd have probably caught it.
It was a pretty quick call by Corey Blazer, who is the junior member of this veteran crew.
Look at it, right? That last shot's perfect for those guys down there. Nice shot, guys. Nailed it. Sometimes you see 4 or 5 replays and you still can't tell. And there's
home run.
Cheetah, home run. Thanks, Tim.
Michael Morse checks in with his first.
A little suspense there. Davey Johnson, Randy North sweating it out for a second. And so was the Beast.
I mean, that ball was absolutely scorched. And some credit to Ryan Zimmerman for that 2-out hit to get Michael Morse in the box. So the Nats are back in the game.
Couple of wounded Gooners right there, giving them some love in the dugout.
And by the way, Davey had some good things to say about the recovery of Chad Tracy. Coming along nicely.
Yeah.
Fastball in there to Adam LaRoche, who also hit the ball hard last time up, right into David Price's glove, and he picked Morse off for a double play after that catch. Breaking ball is in there, quickly 0-2. So the Nats are back to within a run. And the ballpark has come alive again.
Small ballpark, a lot of game left.
Yep. This park plays extremely fair, but when the weather gets so warm, every park in America, the ball's going to carry. Target in, and LaRoche will hit it to what would normally be deep short. That's the third baseman, Sean Rodriguez. Great inning for the Nats. Zimmerman base hit. Michael Morse blast. Nats back to within one. RBIs number 5 and 6 for him, by the way. So the Nats are right back in the ball game. Another reminder, you can get 50% off tickets to a select Nats game by voting for your favorite Nationals. Vote early, vote often, vote Nats. To find out about it, some restrictions do apply, but go by the website, nationals.com/vote.
I think I talk about Bryce making the All-Star team so much is because I want everybody else to be able to see what we've been seeing on a daily basis on the biggest stage. And when you talk about how he plays, it's so good for baseball. He's so young, he plays so hard that you look at the game maybe in 5 or 6, maybe 7 years, and guys are going to start emulating his style of play. And it's good for the game because now everybody's going to start playing the game harder. To where if you're not, you're going to look silly. And there might be some talk right now about he shows people up by how hard he plays, but I disagree totally in the fact that he's playing the game the right way, and if anybody has a problem with it, they should change the way they play.
Yeah, don't dislike a guy because he plays hard.
And there's guys in the minor leagues, there's guys in the big leagues that are watching how hard this guy plays, and when they get up here, and maybe some guys that are even here right now are going to change their style of play, and that's why it's good for baseball. He's showing everybody how the game's supposed to be played on a daily basis with effort and hustle.
Well, there's, 3 weeks to go before the All-Star break? So all Bryce has to do is keep doing what he's doing right now.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to do anything spectacular. The situation will take care of itself. And a breaking ball. Hit well to right. Battling the lights. You can always tell when a right fielder gets down on his haunches there that he is trying to get his eye line under those lights, and Michael Morse played it well. The Masson mobile word of the day is...
We've all been waiting for this.
Jefferson. Text Jefferson to 29292. Your chance to enter to win a meet and greet with Ryan Zimmerman. Stay tuned to Nats games all season long more chances to win exclusive Masson prizes.
That's a good one. It's better than mound or base or catcher.
Manager.
I like that one.
I'm waiting for Rosenbag. No, that's 2 words.
That's 2 words.
Here's Carlos Pena, and he's going to take one off the shoulder blade, and he'll go to first base, and that'll be the first base runner allowed by Ross Detwiler after retiring 9 hitters.
32 strikes and 10 balls for Ross Detwiler in 42 pitches, and that's the first mistake he's made all night. He's been lights out. And trying to pound Pena in.
No, took it on the elbow.
Took it on the elbow pad protector thing. A majig he's got on his elbow.
Here's B.J. Upton.
How many years ago was it? And I don't mean to put you on the spot, when they made the hitters have smaller elbow guards. Remember when Biggio and Bonds used to have like a shin guard that went from their tricep all the way to the wrist, a catcher's shin guard?
That seems, well, I know Biggio, I think, retired in 07. And so we're probably thinking 5 years ago. I think I remember talking to him at RFK Stadium. The Astros were here like a week after he got 3,000 hits.
I think it's a good rule. Those guys used to lean out over the plate. Remember Mo Vaughn had that one, and his upper half, the way his stance was, actually was in the strike zone. And if you threw him inside, he just stood there and hit his catcher's gear, and then he went to first.
Craig Biggio's last year was 07 when he hit 251.
I want to say 03, 04, somewhere in there.
Yeah, it was, just before that, before he retired. B.J. Upton on 1 and 2. He gets jammed. Boy, Ross Detwiler getting it done right now. Ryan Zimmerman on the fair ball, 2 outs.
If you hear me say attacking the strike zone, this pitch is a perfect example of what I mean on a nightly basis. Watch this fastball in the location. In off the plate, 95 miles an hour. And that's attacking a hitter. That's going after somebody. Perfect pitch in a perfect spot to Upton from Detwiler.
Sean Rodriguez now will be the hitter. Came in for defense a couple of innings ago. Sean Rodriguez is 27 years old, from Miami. Went to Coral High School there. He was a center fielder. Then he went to Braddock High School. Became a shortstop. Angels drafted him. And the Rays, you might remember this deal, got him with 2 other players for left-hander Scott Kazmir back in 09.
I see that pitch from Ross right there. Same thing I'm talking about. You're not comfortable in the batter's box right now because he's taking 94, 95 and throwing it in, and he's throwing it in off the plate as well. Haven't seen a lot of comfortable swings in the last 3 or 4 innings.
High in the air, right field line over Espinoza. And Danny will make a basket catch. The Nats have turned around the momentum at the 7th inning stretch, which is brought to you by your Washington area Hyundai dealers. Ian Desmond has a home run already tonight. Tyler Moore swinging the bat well. Then Jesus Flores, bottom of the 7th, straight ahead. local Dodge dealer tomorrow. And by Navy Federal Credit Union, serving the Army, Marine Corps, Navy, Air Force, the Department of Defense, and their families. Federally insured by NCUA. Beautiful evening on Capitol Hill and about 1.7 miles south. Masson Sports at Nationals Park. Let's have a look at our Cox game summary. Things have changed dramatically since the last one. Thanks to Ross Detwiler with the arm and the bat of Michael Morse. Free Fest has arrived. Cox offering the first month of any new service free. Visit cox.com to check it out.
And Michael Morse with his first tater of the year. The Beast checking in with a low line drive, a little Oppo taco for Morse. Tim Cheetah went in the clubhouse, got himself a beverage, checked out a replay, and decided it was a home run.
In Desmond, a homer already tonight. And a 1-1 to Ian way inside.
If you're Ian Desmond and you took a pitch out over the plate and hit it to straightaway center field, I would think David Price may challenge him on the inner half right here, even though it's a one-run game in the seventh. And you generally like to stay away from power. Looks like they're going away right here. But that's the same pitch he hit out right there.
Tyler Moore, 1 for 2 tonight. Jesus Flores after him. Bottom 7 as Price is about to throw his 90th pitch. Desmond, high bouncer up the middle. Over to grab it. Elliott Johnson. Low throw, and Carlos Pena picks it. AT&T fact of the game. 5 games each this year. Both of these ball clubs when they trail after 7, and that's the second best total in all of Major League Baseball. And by the way, haven't talked much about the matchup between the ball clubs. At RFK Stadium back in 06, the Rays came in. The Nats beat them 2 out of 3 back then. And then we went down to Tampa Bay in 09 for a weekend series. The Nationals led in all 3 games and got swept.
And if you're wondering who leads, it's the Orioles with 6.
Tough to do these days with all the arms coming at you, 8th and 9th innings out of these bullpens. That is not a swing, says Jeff Nelson. And the count to Tyler Moore is a good one for him. 2-0. We'll see if he can keyhole something here and drive it. He'll hook it over to the third base side. Rodriguez grabs it on the short hop, and that'll be 2 outs. Discover Kia's full lineup of high-quality, stylish, and dependable vehicles. To learn more, visit kia.com. All right, FP, their first ever winning season was 08, and they took it right to the World Series as we compare that to the first 64 games for the Nats this year.
Yeah, maybe their offense a hair better. I would say the Nats pitching staff a hair better. But when you talk to the Rays people, talked to Tom Foley today, and he said, hey, your club reminds me of us in 2008. You see it right there. I said, Tom, it's not my club. I just talk about them.
Well, the 2008 Rays won 100 games and lost 62. They beat the White Sox in the division series in 4. The Red Sox in 7 in the LCS, and then lost to the Phillies in 5 games in their only World Series. But since then, they've won 84, 96, and 91 games. Prior to that, the most games they had ever won in a season was 70 in 2004 after their birth in 98. And by the way, something happened in 08 that's not going to happen here. They changed the name of the team. That's the year they dropped Devil Rays and became the Rays and took it right to the World Series.
Well, we could change Nationals to Nats.
Going to pay for all those logo changes?
If it means going to the World Series, I'll write a check tomorrow.
Flores battling. It stays 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ten straight losing seasons before they won 100 games, and now that has set the precedent for what's followed for this organization. And a big curveball strikes out Jesus Flores. For the 6th time this year, David Price has gone 7. He's gone 8 and 9 as well.
Night, he came into this ball game and totally turned the vibe around in this ballpark and on the field. The 3 2/3 innings, he allowed 1 base runner when he hit Carlos Pena in the elbow with a fastball, but other than that, strikes all over the place. Good curveball, great fastball. And more importantly, like I just said, changing the momentum of this game by pounding the strike zone and attacking hitters. The Washington area Toyota dealers want to help children receiving medical treatment at National Institutes of Health and their families. So they're making a donation to the Children's Inn at NIH of $37 for every strikeout by a Nationals pitcher this season.
75% strikes, by the way, by Detwiler. 48 pitches, 36 strikes. Michael Gonzalez, 8th appearance, and in situational outings, he's been very good. Ben Zobrist, Jose Lobaton, and Elliott Johnson. So Detwiler goes 3 2/3 with 1 base runner, the hit batter, and 3 strikeouts.
Great job. Maybe his best appearance all year when you consider what had happened before he got in the game and how he turned the game around. Even on his good starts this year when he was part of the rotation, I think more valuable tonight out of the pen and what he showed he could do and helping his team stay in this game, and they're 1 run down.
1 ball to 1 strike to Zobrist, 0 for 3. Former National Joel Peralta. He has a couple of saves for the Rays. That's a guy with a live arm. 2 balls, 1 strike. And Gonzalez goes off speed and misses.
And Mike Gonzalez has one job, and that's to keep this game right where it is. And all of a sudden, Tim Cheetah's coming over the Nats dugout.
There was somebody looking out toward the left center field bleachers. A couple of umpires were pointing out there. Something happening in left center or center field.
Sometimes it's something to get in a hitter's eye where he's looking out there, and he'll tell the umpire there's a light, there's something shiny, there's a large man in a white shirt, something to where you can't see the baseball when you're hitting.
All I can see is at the top of the long stairway out there next to our cameras, there's a red exit sign. I don't know that that would bother a hitter. But something was said into the Nationals dugout.
It's pointing to right center field, and I'm wondering if it's the scoreboard between the first deck and the upper deck. It says July 3rd versus Giants post-game fireworks. That's in white right here, and I'm wondering if maybe that's not in the eye line of the hitter, but I wouldn't think so, because he should be looking this way. This is my best artwork all year right there, by the way.
Not sure. But evidently some sort of message was relayed to the Nats dugout.
That white strip right there, Kurt. This white strip right here. Careful.
Well, that white strip goes all the way across and always has. Why would that bother him and the ticket sign below not?
Is that a Walinda out there trying to change that thing?
I hope not. One of the Walindas was walking across Niagara Falls when we were in Toronto last week.
Yeah.
I think what's happened here is that ticket sign during play is supposed to be covered up. This looks like it might be a tarp that could be dropped to cover up that ticket sign. They're untying what appears to be a tarp, and maybe the sign which turns is malfunctioning, and there you go. And I think there's some green panels on the back of that sign. They're supposed to rotate, and that is plan B, and a very good one to cover that sign.
I wonder if it's because Michael Gonzalez is so far over to that side of the rubber that that's usually where the pitcher stands, and now the hitter's looking straight through the mound out to that.
Well, then he walks the hitter, Ben Zobrist. But there have been a number of ballparks over the years where they have a sign like that in center field, and in between innings it'll rotate for advertising, and then when they're ready for the inning, it's like a three-sided sign, and then the green side will come back out, and it must have stalled or gotten stuck.
But it's funny that a hitter noticed that this late in the game for the first time.
Well, and I'm pretty sure Ben Zobrist, I think, is interested in that 3-game flex plan. He's hoping to get a free Nats cap with 3 of those tickets. So Ben will take care of you, buddy.
I honestly think the reason it just got noticed is because Gonzalez is barely on the mound.
Yeah.
He's so far over to one side. Now you're looking to where the pitcher used to stand in the middle, and he's over on the third base side so far, and you're looking straight out to center field.
That ball is reached out and pulled by Jose Lobaton, and this is danger time now. The Nats are down by a run. They've battled back, and now the Rays are trying to apply a knockout punch in the 8th inning.
And Flores going out to the mound, and Ryan Matthews grabbing a ball in the Nationals bullpen right now, begins to throw. You can't let the Rays score anymore. You fought to get back into this ball game. You turned a 5-2 deficit into 5-4 deficit with 2 ABs left, 6 outs to play with. You got to keep it right here any way you can.
Rays bullpen, by the way, has a 3.32 ERA. They'll have to hurry for a couple, and Desmond couldn't even think about a play at second base. Dangerous throw. So both runners move up on an Elliott Johnson ground ball.
A productive out from Johnson. It's as good as a bunt.
That'll bring in Will Rhymes, at least scheduled down in the number 8 spot. And it looks like they will go with Drew Sutton, who is a switch hitting infielder.
And Davey Johnson going to bring the infield in right here. Try to stop the bleeding. Can't give up another run. It'll be interesting to see if Joe Madden goes contact play again with the runner on third base. They did it earlier with B.J. Upton. He got thrown out the plate on a nice play from Ian Desmond. So we'll keep an eye on the runner at third base, see if he's creeping down the line. Contact play. He's going to go on anything on the ground.
And Drew Sutton can handle the bat. As mentioned, a switch hitter from the right side, 4 for 18 with 4 of his 6 RBIs. 28-year-old veteran who's been around for a while. Limited play with the Reds, the Indians, and the Red Sox before coming to Tampa Bay in a trade from the Pirates for cash. Never played in the big leagues for the Pirates, but was obtained by them and moved on to Tampa Bay. Well, a big out here because David Price is on deck. Doesn't mean he's going to hit after 98 pitches. 2-0. And Gonzalez slips one by Drew Sutton.
That goes with the off speed and a 2-0 count with first base open and one out.
Braves have been warming up. Joel Peralta, who right now is crouched like a catcher out in the bullpen watching the action. He's warm. 2-1 pitch just outside.
And that's why you have to pitch to Sutton in this situation. If you walk him right here with first base open, then Joe Madden goes to his bench because he's got the bullpen locked and loaded. That's a pretty good pitch right there from Gonzalez. Didn't get the call. I guess if you're Davey Johnson and you want Price out of the game, you put Sutton on.
That ball cued right off the top of the bat.
But I think Price is just out there for a decoy either way. If Sutton doesn't get the job done right here, I don't think Joe Madden goes with his pitcher in a two-out scenario with runners on second and third, even though he has the lead. Most managers go for the knockout blow.
Pitcher and hitter who've never faced each other at the big league level.
Huge pitch right here.
3-2 with one out. And the infield in. Struck him out on a fastball up. Michael Gonzalez with a big second out, and David Price has been called back.
And probably the biggest pitch of the ball game by anybody, considering the situation. Second and third, one out. Elevator fastball. Let's check out the Toshiba Exmo on the fastball from Gonzalez. Just a challenge piece up in the zone. Sutton could catch up.
And for the first time, Godzilla is going to bat at Nationals Park. Hideki Matsui picked up by the Rays as a free agent on April 30th. After hitting .251 with 72 RBIs last year in Oakland.
We said it was the Beast versus the Monster in Boston. How about Godzilla versus the Beast?
I like it. Well, the Beast has the upper hand so far.
Maybe a fly out to the Beast right here.
Hideki Matsui on the year. 2 homers, 5 RBIs. He's 1 for 2 as a pinch hitter. 175 career home runs in the major leagues after he hit 332 in 10 years with the Yomiuri Giants. That is on the corner from Michael Gonzalez.
That control from Gonzalez has been nice. He did get the call on a fastball to Sutton, but how about the command right there? Fastball to a corner, hit his spot, strike one. Matsui will lean out there and hit the ball the other way. He's also a guy that if you're going to pitch him in, he'll cheat in there and leave early. What I mean by that, he'll pull his shoulder out and try to pull the baseball like that.
He pulls it. Adam LaRoche grabs it. Gonzalez didn't cover, and it's a good thing Adam was able to get to the bag. Rays will strand 2. They've left 7. Bottom of the 8th, straight ahead. Rays go into their bullpen. They'll have a new second baseman. And we'll tell you about the Mid-Atlantic Sports Report tomorrow from 5 to 6:30. Tom Davis, Mel Antonin, Dave Johnson, and Phil Wood. All the latest Nats news, headlines from around the major leagues. A lot to write down here for Davey Johnson. So after pinch hitting, Drew Sutton will stay in and play second base. And the new pitcher is Joel Peralta, who was pretty good for the Nats 2 years ago. A 2.02 ERA in 39 games and 49 innings, 49 strikeouts, 9 walks. He only gave up 30 hits for the 2010 Nationals.
He was a 4-pitch guy last year with a fastball, slider, curveball split. This year he eliminated the slider, so just a 3-pitch guy. Fastball, curveball, split, and he loves the split. Throws it 31% of the time. Fastball 40% of the time. It's in the low 90s, and he'll go with that curveball 25% of the time. So Davey Johnson has something to say to Tim Cheetah. Something about the switches that Joe Madden has made. And now Joe Madden out of the Rays dugout.
Well, I'm looking at my scorebook, and nothing looks amiss. They brought Rodriguez in first to play third base back in the 5th inning and shifted a couple of guys around.
Well, when you don't manage National League games on a daily basis, maybe Joe Madden made a mistake bringing in the pitcher in a double switch, and I don't know if they're going to let... There's something in his glove? Wow, look at this.
They are checking Joel Peralta's glove.
Unbelievable, and there may be some knowledge in the Nats dugout about something in his glove. Davey Johnson asking for the glove to be checked, and I have never seen this before live.
Well, I know you can't have a white glove, and you can't have thumbtacks and carpet tacks in there.
No chainsaws.
No sandpaper. Others have tried. And this glove,
it's confiscated.
is being taken into the umpire's room. And I don't know if they can go in there and take out a knife or whatever and cut a part of it to see if there's something in there that's scuffing the ball. But Joel Peralta's glove has been taken into the umpire's room, which is about 50 feet up that chute that they just went up.
And if they found something in the glove, he would be ejected. So I'm wondering if there's a color in the glove that's not supposed to be there. And they're going to the bullpen right now. Look at this.
Looks like he's not going to be allowed to pitch.
Or they're saying you can pitch with no glove.
They're not calling to the bullpen for another glove, are they?
I think they are.
Somebody with a right-handed, well, it would fit on your left hand glove. Interesting.
There's guys down there going, not my glove,
Now that's a left-hander, Jake McGee, who evidently is coming into the game. And Joel Peralta is walking off the field with his manager, not allowed to throw a pitch.
Serious gamesmanship by Davey Johnson in the Nationals right now. Wow.
Now this is a Chevy call to the bullpen. It's brought to you by Chevrolet and their award-winning cars, trucks, and crossovers. that he's trying to find a way to place a call up to the press box. I mean, there'd be no reason to call a bullpen. There usually are several different phones in the dugout, one to the bullpen, obviously, and one would go upstairs to a Nationals club official in the press box. Now, right now, Joe Maddon is standing over near the Nats on deck circle as Tim Cheetah is on the phone, and he's trying to call somebody over. But evidently, somebody with the Nationals knew something about the glove of Joel Peralta from when he pitched here 2 years ago, and they alerted the umpiring crew.
You know what? You're going to see a bunch of pitchers with brand new gloves tomorrow, I'll tell you that. If anybody has any pine tar or anything in their glove, you're going to see all kinds of new Rawlings and Wilsons and Mizunos out here tomorrow.
Right now, the pitcher who's warming up is 25-year-old left-hander Jake McGee. Now, this is interesting because Lombardozzi was going to bat left-handed, and now he'll turn around and bat right-handed against the lefty McGee.
Now, back in the day, you heard stories and rumors of guys corking their bat. You heard stories and rumors of guys doctoring baseballs on the mound. But the reason managers never check for that is because you don't want them to check back. And if you know or have heard that maybe some of your guys are doing that, it opens the floodgates to everybody checking everything.
Yeah.
And that's why managers never usually do that. So, we don't know exactly what's going on right now. We're just up here speculating. But it seemed they took his glove back to the room.
One thing seems for sure. They found something amiss with his glove, and it's no longer. I mean, that's confiscated. That's not in the Rays dugout or clubhouse. That thing's in the umpire's room. And every ballpark has a security guard that is stationed outside the umpire's room. And then they also have a version of a clubhouse guy who takes care of the umpires, their meals, their everything they need while they're here in town.
We're being told, Carp, that there was a foreign substance on or in his glove, and that's why he's been removed.
All right. Well, that is, I guess you would call that an ejection. That'll certainly be some sort of fine and or suspension.
Wow.
And right now, Jake McGee is getting all the time he needs to get ready.
Wow. I'll tell you what, whatever you want to say, it takes a manager who's been around for a long time to have the security to go out and do something like this. Gamesmanship from Davey Johnson. What's Peralta thinking right now? That's not pine tar. It's not Vaseline. It's a little rosin, just a little rosin, probably, maybe. Rosin?
Right there, Tim Cheetah, I think, just told Joe Maddon that he has found something in the glove, and off it goes.
It's on the inside because they kept flipping back the inside of the glove, and I have known guys to take the eyelids of the glove, bend them up with pliers, and actually scuff the baseball on the eyelids of the glove.
Did you see that?
Either side.
As he walked off, Joel Peralta looked at the Nationals dugout and doffed his cap and said something to somebody. And I don't think it was a real kind adios.
Oh, I don't think he's too happy.
So the bottom of the 8th inning will start now with Steve Lombardozzi hitting against the left-hander Jake McGee.
You never know what you're going to see when you come to the ballpark to watch a major league game. If you'd have told me I was going to see that tonight, I'd have told you you're crazy. Wow. Drama, serious drama here in the 8th.
And, of course, Michael Gonzalez just got out of that jam to keep this a one-run game.
I don't think it would have been a former teammate, Carp. Maybe somebody that coached him along the way and knew that's what he did.
Lombardozzi from the right side this year, 3 for 24. Overall, as a pinch hitter, he's 3 for 10. They're in at the corners, respecting Steve's speed. And he will bump one to the right side. Diving play. Drew Sutton, who just came in to play second base after pinch hitting.
Huge play by Drew Sutton in a one-run baseball game to keep the leadoff man, Lombardozzi, off the bases. Wow. After standing around for a good 10, 12 minutes, however long that took, to be on your toes to make that play, nice job. Robin Lombardozzi, and just like that, the Nats leadoff hitter not on here in the 8th. Good extension. Got to his feet quick, made a good throw. It's a big play.
Danny Espinosa tonight, 1 for 3. And he will hit a one-hopper to the left side for Sean Rodriguez. So after all that, 2 quick outs. And it'll be up to Bryce Harper with 2 down. Tonight's copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the expressed written consent of the Washington Nationals.
If you're wondering what McGee features, fastball, slider, change, he throws the fastball, get this, 86% of the time it's in the mid-90s. So a guy that's going to challenge you, come right after you. Good matchup right here for Bryce Harper. 98.
Harper 0 for 2 with a walk. And that fastball is upstairs.
The one thing we know is we'll find out exactly why Davey Johnson did what he did, because he holds nothing back in his press conferences. We'll definitely get to the bottom of how that whole thing developed after this baseball game.
Well, it seems to me it would have to be prior knowledge, because I don't think you could tell much from watching some warm-up tosses. In fact, had he even, I don't even think he had taken a warm-up toss, had he?
Somebody knew that he had a Craftsman drill in his glove.
Wow. Two balls and 1 strike. Harper had a big rip at 96 upstairs, and the count's 2-2.
So maybe it's common knowledge that Peralta uses tons of pine tar in his glove.
Pitching coach Jim Hickey right there with Dave Martinez and Joe Madden. And Harper up the middle. This time Sutton to his right. And what an inning he just had. On 3 ground balls, the Nats go in order in the 8th inning. And it is 5-4 into the 9th. Into the Nats bullpen now. More on Ryan Matthews in a moment. Now the Potomac Nationals commence a new homestand 2 nights from now. So on Thursday, they get going, and Raleigh Fingers will be there Saturday. Post-game fireworks as well. Raleigh will sign before and during the game, as well as throwing out a ceremonial. First pitch, 6:35 game. Friday, Armed Forces will be honored. Military Appreciation Night at 7:05. For tickets, 703-590-2311 or PotomacNationals.com.
Raleigh better not have any pine tar in his mustache.
Well, you need a little wax to make that thing work, don't you?
I'm still in shock about what I just saw. I've never seen that before.
Well, the Nationals, and I think this was before he even became a National, when Julian Tavares was with the Cardinals and I was in St. Louis, they took his cap because it had all kinds of stains on it, and there was an opposing manager, and I can't remember who it was, who had his cap taken off the field, and a bright, shiny new one. He was allowed to pitch.
If it's obvious like that and you can see it from the dugout, I get it. I remember Jose Lima, the late Jose Lima, used to have, like, on his white pants, he always rubbed his glove on there, and there was always a big stain on the right leg of his pants. And Dusty Baker wanted to know what was up with that stain one day. Sent the umpires out. It was just merely dirt and rosin, and they couldn't prove anything. That's the closest thing I've seen, but I've never seen a guy actually ejected for having pine tar in his glove.
1-1 strike to Desmond Jennings, and that'll get Ryan Matthews ahead in the count, as Ryan makes his second appearance since returning from his rehab.
Looks like he's got his old glove on.
Well, NFFP, I know when I grew up, and kids of my generation, the gloves were all that light tan color. There wasn't a whole lot you could put on Major League gloves maybe back then to hide it,
right,
in terms of a substance, but now we have black gloves, we have navy blue, we have red. Swing and a miss, and there's that heavy Ryan Matthews sinking fastball.
Yeah, good two-seamer right there. Right under the hands of Jennings. Good pitch. It's a good way to start the night for Ryan Matthews. You see him get inside that two-seamer. Look at the run late. That's the definition of a turbo sinker.
I know it depends on situations and certain hitters. And there's their closer, Fernando Rodney, who's been fantastic. He's having the best command of his career, and he has 19 saves. On what kind of a percentage basis would you like to see Ryan Matthews throw that sinker? Because it's such a good pitch for him. I know it varies from situations, but let's say over a couple of appearances, if he threw 50 pitches, what do you think?
50. It's that good.
That good?
Yes.
Okay.
I tell him that all the time. He's a friend of mine from Sacramento. He's got a great sinker. And I think if he could talk to opposing hitters and get their opinion on it, that's a tough pitch to hit.
Phillies, by the way, won their game tonight, 7-2 over Colorado. So they break unbroken, a 3-game losing streak. The Mets at home. Boy, what kind of pitching are they getting? They shut out Baltimore 5-0.
The one thing I would say, Bob, is you have to have something going the other way. So if your sinker's going to the outside half to a lefty or to the inside half to a righty, you have to have another pitch that goes the other way to keep hitters honest so they just don't lean out over. Even if it's a really good pitch, you do have to have a secondary pitch to keep them honest. We talked about that a lot in the first 3 innings of this baseball game.
So a slider, cutter, curveball, something of that sort. Adam LaRoche will back up, and over there in plenty of time to cover, but Adam does it himself. Matthews gets a couple of quick outs here. By the way, that was Johan Santana spinning a 5-hit shutout over the Orioles for the Mets tonight. And if the Nats don't make a comeback, the Mets will be to within 3 of Washington.
Davey Johnson running out on the field now, talking to Tim Cheetah.
That usually indicates double switch, unless there's some kind of problem with.
Usually the double switch is at home plate in foul territory. And I wonder, now they're checking Ryan Matthews' hat. They're checking Ryan Matthews' glove. I told you, folks.
I wondered if Joe Madden would have a little counter-offensive here.
You open Pandora's box when you do that, and there's going to be a lot of that. Maybe some bats being checked. You play that game with me, I'm going to play that game with you, and I don't fault Joe Madden one bit for doing that.
Yeah, this is his message to the other manager.
That's why I said there's going to be a lot of new gloves tomorrow, and I wouldn't be surprised if you see some shiny new gloves being broken in the clubhouse.
Glove company reps are boarding private jets to fly to Reagan as soon as they can. There's a breaking ball in there to B.J. Upton.
It's never boring around here, that's for sure.
And Ryan Matthews, there's those going the other way pitches you talked about.
Yeah, the slider, good one right there. 82 miles an hour on the outer half.
Oh, no doubt about it, this is a pitcher with late inning stuff. And he strikes out B.J. Upton, setting up the bottom of the ninth. Zimmerman, Morse, and LaRoche.
And Ray Knight will be with you with our Nets Extra post-game presented by WB Mason. There'll be a lot of things to talk about in this one, all right?
Yeah, a lot of little gamesmanship going on right now. I don't blame Joe Madden either for doing that, but somebody had a reason for going, for all the pitched here a couple of years ago. So I didn't know that he may have used a little bit of substance, but somebody thought he might have, and he got caught. It's cheating any way you look at it. If it's a substance, it's not supposed to be on there.
All right, we'll be back with our Nets Extra postgame as soon as this thing is over. Let's go back to Bob at FB and see if we can get maybe one more long ball in this ball game to tie this thing up or win it.
All right, Johnny, the Nats have used the long ball tonight. Ian Desmond has a solo. Michael Morse has a two-run shot. Fernando Rodney, 35-year-old closer, 87 major league saves coming into the season, most of that time with the Tigers and some time with the Angels. He is 19 for 20 for Tampa Bay this year. And they say that he has the best control and command of his career going right now.
He's a three-pitch guy. Fastball, an occasional slider. Last year he threw the slider 10% of the time. This year 1%. So fastball change basically, and the fastball's a good one in the mid-90s. And the change is a good one too. Let's check out Ryan Matthews' reaction to Joe Madden telling Tim Cheetah to check his hat and glove. So Davey Johnson walking out there saying, all right, yeah, I guess if I'm checking, he's checking. Matthews waiting. Here's my glove. That's the one I use for BP usually.
That didn't take long.
And then the hat, and then a good laugh from Matthews saying, whew.
Ryan Zimmerman, 1 for 3 tonight. Rodney sets up on the first base side of the pitching rubber. Fernando Rodney, a hit pitcher that Ryan Zimmerman has never faced. The only Nats hitter in this inning who has is Adam LaRoche. 5-4 Rays, bottom of the ninth. And that's an off-speed pitch that had Ryan way out ahead.
That's the changeup from Rodney. It's a good one. Good arm speed. Same as the fastball, same movement of the fastball. He threw it in a 1-0 count. That was a dandy.
One ball and one strike. Outfield absolutely straight away. That's outside. 2-1.
98.
Rodney 37 saves for the 09 Tigers, and then just 27, including just actually 17, just 3 last year for the Angels. Picked up by the Rays and doing a fine job. Zimmerman broken bat. One hopper. Carlos Pena, 1 out. Nats have 2 homers tonight, and the big one is from the next batter, Michael Morse.
At first it was Ian Desmond. A bomb to straightaway center field. His 11th of the year. That's a career high for Ian. And then it was the Beast. In the 6th inning, bam, right center field. You saw the body language from David Price. He was wishing that in the ballpark. Tim Cheetah looked at it on the replay. Michael Morse pumped. Everybody pumped in the dugout. Hey, fans, remember your Washington area Lexus dealers are donating $200 to Children's National Medical Center every time a Nationals player hits a home run this season.
Michael Morse 2 for 3. First pitch changeup. A lot of arm action there. Then it drops in 84.
It's a 14-mile-an-hour difference between the changeup and the fastball.
Wow.
That is rough hitting for any hitter.
That's more than Tyler Clippard, who
Yeah.
goes usually 93, 82. Sometimes 94, 82. Inside. Michael's knuckles might have felt that one going by.
You look at that fastball from Rodney, 99 miles an hour. You know he's got a big fastball, but it looks effortless. It doesn't look like there's a lot of effort into that. Just free and easy. 99. Two-seamer, too. Lots of movement.
Braves won their game 4-3 at Yankee Stadium tonight. Tim Hudson got a save from Craig Kimbrell. And the Marlins have lost at Boston 7-5. Nats trail 5-4. Adam LaRoche has faced Fernando Rodney before, and he's 1 for 1 against him. And a 1-2 pitch is a fastball up.
Good take. Tough to lay off at 99. It looks big. It looks like it's coming down. It looks like you can hit it. It's tough to take that pitch right there. Bought himself another shot.
That one in the dirt. Michael Morse strikes out. 2 down. WB Mason presents Nats Extra Post Game. When this one is over, Johnny and Ray standing by. Nats had an early lead, 2-1, 4-run third for the Rays. Some controversy at the end, toward the end at least, after the Nats had made it a 1-run game. And Adam LaRoche's at bat will determine if this is indeed the end of the game. Tonight, Adam 0 for 3. All those against the left-hander, David Price, trying to win his 9th game of the year and the 50th of his career. Low, 2-0. Ian Desmond a home run tonight. Now they've taken the second baseman Sutton and backed him up about 20 feet into right field on a 2-0 count. And LaRoche will pop it up left side. That one will reach the seats.
Oh, you got a pitch right there in a 2-0 count. Wants it right back.
Steven Strasburg tomorrow night. Major League debut for Chris Archer of the Rays. And LaRoche will take a fastball on the corner. Didn't like the call, and the count's 2-2.
I think it's outside. I think he's got a legitimate gripe right here. That's a difference between 3-1 or 2-2, folks. 3-1, you're getting a fastball. 2-2, you don't know what you're getting. It could be a change, could be a fastball. That's a big call in a one-run game to a hitter with 12 home runs.
A big wrong call, way outside, according to Pitch Track. And the count 2-2. Adam LaRoche trying to beat the shift. Nifty pickup. Pena, game over. And for the Nats, it's an 0-4 homestand.